Wasn't there a big thing that went on with somebody said something about somebody?
I remember
the most vague thing. What you're trying to get us into trouble.
Yeah.
Somebody said something about somebody at some point in time.
What was
that?
All right, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today we have two very special
Oh yeah,
guests.
We got it.
It's a new intro, man.
Hold you out real quick.
We got the number one skateboarding podcast here in the house.
That's right.
Safa Benson and Donovan Jones, baby. What is good?
That's good.
Hell yes. Thank you for having us, man. It's an honor to be here with all y'all. This is a trip right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Studio N, man.
Studio E, inside Studio A. And you put a little oomph in the intro, which I like.
Yeah.
You know, a couple weeks ago you were coming at us though.
What was I saying?
You were coming at our intro.
What was the intro? What do you mean?
The number one podcast?
Yeah. You guys always have a little issue with that one.
Well, listen,
Justin Eldridge back like maybe years or months. I don't know how long ago he was on it, but he was like, we might have to look into these stats and check these guys out claiming that number one.
I think a couple podcasts claim number one though.
Why wouldn't you?
We don't.
Yeah, it's because you're number two.
It's true.
That was pretty good.
It's
I like that.
We're the shit.
It's true. I was just, thank you for being here. This is amazing because I feel like a lot of people think that there's maybe some internal podcast beef or something or they make it up in their own minds. I always see comments of way better than the 9 Club or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll look at your shit and be like, or they'll say something about some beef or, I'm like, dude, this is not, it's skateboarding, man. I love you guys because this is so hard to do. And you guys have kept up with it, and you guys have passed 100 episodes plus, and it's hard, dude.
Yeah, we started the same time too,
Bro,
right?
12 days apart.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I bet you guys were like, we're on the open road. Nobody's doing this.
That's what I was going to say. Safa was devastated. He's like, dude, we had this, man. We had this.
And y'all dropped straight to YouTube, man. It took us, I guess, I don't know if this is coming out before our first episode, but we're finally going YouTube. So maybe this is an announcement. Maybe our first YouTube episode's out. But
when is it coming? When are you dropping it? Do you have a date?
April 10th. Well, we've done a couple
April 10th.
special Vans one, but we're going full season YouTube.
Full season? Yeah.
Why did it take so long?
Let me look.
I feel like we love to take podcasts in just audio. We never thought that the video was necessary just because of the way we listen to them. But nowadays, people, they need video for everything, you know? So
And skaters are very visual people, I feel like. I feel like it's nice. We've read print interviews from skateboarders our whole lives, so it's nice to see their facial expression when they're telling a story and all that stuff.
And in these interviews, we talk a lot about clips and photos, and being able to show it is going to be a big difference, right?
Right. So this will probably be April 8th it comes out. And then,
sick.
So, yeah.
Epic.
Hell yeah.
Good timing, guys.
Great.
Yeah.
Back to the beef thing, though.
Go ahead.
No, more not fanning the flames. I'm dimming them. But same thing on our end. We always see 9 Club this. You guys are worse or better, whatever. And anytime it's actually come up and someone emails in and we do address it, it's we just respect the work ethic over here because we take super long breaks and people get mad because we're gone for so long, but we're we just need to reset. And you guys are nuts, and hats off to you guys for just keeping it going year round. It's insane.
I'm actually jealous of your guys' schedule because if we followed the same, when we got started, we were just we need to be weekly. We need to keep this going, consistency, all that stuff, and then 7 years later.
I think that could be beneficial though, based on the anticipation though. So
It does help us a bit, yeah.
you know, yeah.
People want it a bit more.
How often, so what is the schedule like for you guys? How often do you take off?
There's no schedule.
What, so
It's
how
just
do you know?
how we're feeling, you know? And sometimes we have trips or the events we do now are planned and you just take a little bit extra.
What's the longest break you guys have had?
Probably right now.
Okay.
Which
It's
is what?
2 months, maybe
Oh,
2.5
wow.
months.
No, I think we've taken 3. I hope.
We're on vacation, baby.
I
It's honestly,
I've never had a vacation in my life.
that's the we're down here in LA just hanging,
Yeah.
working on the new one, you know.
Sick.
Yeah,
That's
And it's
right.
so important too to get ahead of
Yeah.
the game too. We're on this constant turbulence of like we'll be like 3, 4, 5 episodes ahead, and then boom, we're back to like weekly, and we're like,
Dude.
yo, we can get a guest in here Thursday and have it come out that Monday.
Oh,
we're like,
dude.
it's crazy how
Yeah.
quickly it moves, man.
So much stress.
Bro.
We used to run into the same problem when we were first starting. We would try and get ahead, and then we'd catch up and be weekly. And I think I was just telling Jay earlier, but Nick Trapasso, I can't remember what season, we needed an ender because we always, once we start the season, we're consistent 12 weeks in a row. But it was week 11, boom, done. And then someone canceled. And we're like, we can't just put out any old interview. We need like a sick name. And Nick Trapasso came through in the clutch.
In the clutch.
Awesome
Wow.
interview. But that stress is so hard to deal with.
But now, do you tell him? Were you like, yo, man, you saved the day? Like you, or
Yeah,
you did?
yeah.
Yeah, you did.
At the end, we were like, yo, thank you so fucking much.
Because we don't say anything. We're like, yeah, it's just normal, you know? Yeah, we wanted you on the show. No, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. I think there's a lot of parallels because I was kind of like researching you guys, and I was like, well, first of all, we started like 12 days apart. But
Who was first?
you were first. But here's the thing. This is the crazy thing that I think that's so rad about it is you guys have a episode that never came out. Your first episode that you guys did, right?
That was
Your
bad.
pilot. So we had our pilot too with Kelly. We had a pilot. We pulled him out of his room. He lived here.
I just walked
And-
right out here. I was like, what is this? What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
It was like GoPros and shit set up, and I was like, all right, let's do it.
And then so from that we just kept it moving, you know.
And that was like a couple months before we launched our first one.
Well, same thing. We showed a bunch of friends, you know. We're like, hey, what do you think about this? And our one friend Eric was like, dude, you have something here, man. And it was shitty. We filmed it with like GoPros and everything. So Roger's
It
a
was
video.
Eric.
Yeah, Eric. That's what I said, right?
You said Aaron.
Oh, Aaron. Sorry, Derek. Eric. So he came in with his cameras. Raj came in with his cameras, and we kind of like joined forces. And then we filmed Kelly's actual real episode.
Damn.
So if we dropped that pilot, we would have been first. man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to go look at the numbers because who knows when our pilot was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
our pilot was first.
Who was the pilot with?
It was just us.
It wasn't an interview. It was just us
Yeah.
Just
shooting
gonna
the
see if
shit.
this is gonna work, right?
We
Yeah.
had like one of these like crappy mics. It was just like a big ball, and we put it on a table in between the both of us and just kind of like talked about basketball and a little bit about skating, but like no interview, nothing. And we sent it out, and people were like, "You got work to do."
It's so cringe. I remember we like introduced ourselves and it was like, hey, I'm Seifa Benson and I'm a Lakers fan and I love skateboarding.
It's like you were speed dating. Like you were trying to like win over that. Like this is what I do.
We had no clue what we were doing. Like Seifa was not like pushing me, but he was a little bit more eager to start it. Like we wanted to originally just start a sports podcast.
Okay.
Because that's what we wanted to do. And we were just like, no one's going to listen to us talk about sports.
Right.
Literally nobody. So, but he was pushing. He's like, we got to start. Like if we do one, then we'll start going.
And that's kind of what we did too. And we pulled our friends in also. You pulled in Morgan Smith. Like we pulled
Yeah.
in our buddies. We pulled in Kelly and Joey Brzezinski. And then soon enough, Jerron was on an early episode. And we just kept using our friends.
Those
Yeah.
first couple guys really, they lay the groundwork.
Right.
Because at the beginning, we would have to get a guest off the previous guest pretty much. We'd be like, you're friends with so-and-so, can you get him on?
Oh.
You're friends with so-and-so, can you get him on? Because we didn't have the like network you guys
Right. And you guys are up in Toronto.
in Toronto.
So that's a big leap. Big and plus to gain that trust with skaters too is kind of a big thing too.
For
You
sure.
kinda
Like it
gotta,
seems like starting off, trying to have that like
Yeah.
trust and like, wait, what are they doing? They just started? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
We somehow convinced Bobby to come on. The Kaiser.
Oh, Bobby Kaiser.
I had to drag him. there. Like drag him there.
But you guys are friends with him though. But it's
Yeah,
just-
forever. But
Yeah.
he just doesn't do that stuff.
yeah.
And we're like, we need this. And now we've been begging him ever since to come back, and there's no chance.
He didn't enjoy it?
He, tough to say. He did it.
I think
Yeah.
I think we had a good chat
Yeah.
in your old apartment in person. Yeah, the first 4 were all in person with like good friends and that was like took us off and then now obviously we can't fly everyone to Toronto. Like wouldn't make sense. So
Right.
we do it over Zoom or whatever.
For sure.
How do you do it normally now?
Yeah, you guys are changing to video.
Yeah. So our video producer Jay, who's chilling, shout out. He found an app, Riverside, and it just kind of takes everyone's video, and then we slap the audio on there.
Okay.
And yeah.
Nice.
And then
We'll
edit
see.
it and then throw it on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll see on the 10th, 2 days after this comes out,
well,
if it works.
I just
Tune
know-
in.
when I came on your guys' podcast. Thanks for having me on too. That was super fun. But it was just interesting to come here and then go on. It's
Yeah.
like through Zoom. You're like, all right, on 3 or like whatever.
It was complicated.
Yeah, it was complicated.
Like it took a lot of work. Like we would get the guests to use their cell phone to record them because the mic in the iPhone is pretty good, and then they need their computer to do the video chat, and then headphones. It was a process.
Oh, so you're using the phone mic
That's
with the video, so you guys can kind of have that
exactly.
like.
Yeah.
See each other, but we're not using the video. It's just using the recording
Right.
on, what's that app called? Voice memos.
Oh wait,
yeah.
how come you? If you're already having them on video,
We
why
had
not?
no idea what we
Because
were
we're,
doing.
we're cavemen, dude.
This, I think
You're
it
in
worked.
Toronto. I mean, there's got to be somebody out there that knows
I think
the
it
audio
worked
video
once.
shit.
and
finally
we were like,
found
let's
them.
go.
You finally found them. Oh man, but it's just funny. I'm just seeing like all these parallels. Like your come up and our come up is like live shows and how nerve wracking
Oh
it
my
is to
God.
get in front of an audience
Oh, wow,
and
yeah.
like put on a show. We did it, Adidas out here and in New York.
Yeah. We did
Oh,
like
my
a couple
God.
live ones at like a Lakai premiere and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that was more controlled. That
Yeah,
wasn't in
I
front of a
guess
live
right, yeah.
audience.
Yeah,
in front
yeah.
of a live audience is,
We refuse to do those now.
bro.
We're done with those.
Why?
It's just too much like nerves. Yeah, like
The pressure of it.
yeah, like even in like we went to like high school together, and we would film each other when they had to do the like presentations,
Oh, gosh.
and I'd be up there and I'd see him with his camera. I'm gonna kill this guy when I'm done with this. I just never like talking in front of people.
Insane.
Yeah,
But then vans would entice us. They'll be like, "We'll send you to Barcelona if you do one." And we're like, "I guess we're going to Barcelona."
Let's go. Yeah.
So we've done a couple really cool ones, but I think we're done now.
How did the Vans sponsorship come into play, and when did that come in?
That was maybe a year
Yeah.
into the pod-ish.
Uh-huh.
And like we live in Toronto, Montreal's not too far, and we have some good friends that work for Vans. Bob LaSalle, I think, is who Dono originally reached out to, and Dono was getting Van shoes as a skater at the time, so it just
Okay.
kind of made sense.
Sick.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
awesome.
We don't have a title sponsor. It's kind of it's weird. Yeah, we're still a
AG1 Greens.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for you. You know, go buy club at checkout. You know what I'm saying? Definitely helps us out, man.
No doubt. It
No,
really
for
does.
sure.
When you guys first started the Bunt, and like you said, like we came in also, and you were really bent out of shape. Right? But did you? Because I know listen, it's skateboarding. It's a small world. So like when you have somebody on, especially in the very beginning, when you would have somebody on and we would have somebody
Oh.
on at the same time, I'd be
Kills
like,
us.
God damn these Bunt dudes! Like like. Why at the same time? Like I almost feel like we should have been in
Yeah,
more like in dialogue.
just to split them up. Yeah, that definitely. I remember. I think we had Beeble
Yes.
as a season ender once, and then he just did yours right. And you guys come out on Monday, and we're Wednesday, and he just came out like 2 days before our season ender. We're just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, I think he literally filmed it the same day.
It was same day.
He came, he was like, I just did the Bunt right now. And he came in, I was like, what the fuck?
We're looking at him like, what? Like, what? Why are you here then? You know?
It was a press junket.
Yeah, it's like it's total like press junket thing. But it's funny you kind of you get this like it's not animosity, but it's just like oh damn
It's a good
Yeah.
rivalry.
for sure, for sure. But I feel like we should have been more in like talks,
Yeah.
like
Hey, we have different styles too.
Oh, I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
get a whole different interview from people than we would, for sure. And then when you guys first started too, like, you guys wanted it more of a conversation-based podcast.
I think the very first episode we did with Morgan was completely different than the format we kind of gravitated to later. I think an Adidas video had just come out, and we're just like, what'd you think about the Adidas video? And we're just kind of shooting the shit. And then, I don't know, in that first year, it kind of slowly morphed into where it is now.
Were you thinking more of like a news, like, hey, this is what's going on in skateboarding?
Yeah, it was almost like a long format skate line, I guess, that
Right.
first one with Morgan. And then, yeah, it just, I'm sure yours has changed, over the
yeah.
years too.
Oh yeah. I mean, we had Lil Wayne on the show, episode 25.
Legendary.
And bro, even episode 25, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And we got this superstar coming in here. We're like,
At 2 in the
"Dude,
morning."
What are we doing?
Well, our first episode, what was half an hour long?
Yeah.
And then now it's like what, usually like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good. You guys do like an hour, right? Depending on how well the convo's going.
Yeah, would you tell guests? Because I still feel like I always lie to them. I'm like, hey, like it's gonna take like an hour, light work, don't worry, and then it's like 3 hours.
Right.
But I just want to entice them with it's not that bad. Like it's just gonna take an hour of your time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people know our show. I don't think they know actually what the fact, like when you guys got here, like sometimes we hang out for like 20 minutes, sometimes we hang out for an hour before we start filming. So, and then after the show, we take some photos and Polaroids, and maybe during the show, we'll take a break to take a piss and whatever. So sometimes this could turn into a long ordeal, like 5-6 hours, like that person's here.
Some guests want to
depending.
beat Mike B.
Huh?
Yeah,
Some guests want to like beat Mike B's time.
Yeah, true.
that might be. Yeah.
Well, 5 hours. Oh my God.
We haven't done Mike B yet. I don't know if I got 5 hours in me, but he's a legend.
He's
so
a good
I'm
storyteller,
down. Yeah.
though.
Really
And like
is.
that's, but yeah, it's interesting to kind of see the parallels and like, I don't know. It's just, I kind of geek out on like the behind the scenes type shit. So I feel like this episode is going to be a lot of like pulling the curtain back on how you guys operate. Cause, and so when you guys first started the whole audio, like where you were editing it?
Yeah, at first I was editing it, and then I was like, I can't remember if Dono suggested or he just took half of it, and that was
Oh,
amazing.
so you split the duties.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our show's like intro, interview, post office, like listener emails and stuff, and then a little sports talk because we still, had to hold on to that, even though we're like probably 90% of people turned it off, but we love this shit. So Dono edits all that, and then I just do the interview.
Okay.
And now we got our boy Jay handling the interview, so some more work off our hands.
So you're still going to be doing like the
now we're gonna split the rest. So
Okay.
yeah, lighten the load.
light
Exciting.
load, man.
So wait, you said the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes of the show is dedicated to talking about other sports?
NBA,
I love that.
NFL,
Yeah.
maybe a little hockey here and there.
A lot of fantasy sports. We're big fantasy sports
Okay.
guys. So
That's super dope.
And that's just between you two. You like just talk it up.
yeah,
Or you not
just the
with the-
two of us.
okay.
Sometimes we'll have like a random guest if they're like really into it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Donna, who's your basketball team?
the Raptors, man.
The Raptors.
Don't get the
And you're
choose.
Lakers?
Like, he's a Lake.
How
are you? Stay off
Let's
the
go.
Knicks, yeah.
Oh wait, how does
You
this
don't
work?
get to choose.
You-
Like if you're from Toronto,
hey,
you
listen,
cheer for the Toronto team.
I grew up in Montreal. There's no NBA team in Montreal, so I was a free agent fan.
There you go.
Everyone,
That's my
like you
default.
don't have to fuck with the Raptors just because you live in Canada. It's a massive country. That said, I do love the Raptors, obviously, but I grew up a Lakers fan, man.
But
What can I
now
say?
you have just come to this conclusion that you're not a Lakers fan.
Well, yeah,
you're
I-
a Kobe fan.
I realized that when he
so
retired.
now he's left
Understandable.
Laker
Right.
fan.
But he did say he's a Lakers fan.
Right.
That's how I identified, like, when I talked about ball for my whole life. Like, I grew up playing, too, so it was like, oh, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan. And then Kobe retired, and the team was so trash that I was like, I can't watch, like, D'Angelo Russell's snitch ass and Nick Young.
Well, he's killing it now.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
he's back.
Yeah.
he's
Lakers
back.
fans forgiving him, I guess, because he's playing good. He came back, and it's like,
They,
I mean, I don't
they
think
forgot
we-
about
yeah.
it.
I forgot about him,
I forgot
too.
about it.
Nick Young didn't, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
But I would just assume that you would be like you would pick an East Coast team.
No, it happened because I never had cable growing up, and I used to go to my aunt and uncle's on Sundays, and the Lakers were just always on because it wasn't prime time, but it was the Shaq Kobe era, and they were just always on cable, and so those were the games that I was watching.
That
and I
definitely
had an
makes
afro,
sense.
and Kobe was just number 8. It's my
Okay.
favorite number.
Yeah.
Fell
he
in love
signs
with
his
him.
name with number 8
Oh, you do?
Really?
on everything.
Number 8.
His passport, his license, Safe
His
Benson,
passport?
number 8.
Yeah.
Did you actually put like the number sign, like number 8?
Yeah, I'll show you.
It's on everything.
This is crazy. No.
I came up with this signature when I was like 11, so it's pretty kooky.
You sign your checks like that, like everything.
You can
That's
kind of see
legal,
it
man.
right there.
That's amazing.
See the little-
He does. It's like a little like number 8 on the crazy.
But
That's great.
I mean, I was 11, and then I tried to change it years later. I'm like, okay, I'm too grown up for this stupid like signature, and it takes so long. And the lady at the bank was like, no, you can't change it. And I was like, all right, whatever.
Oh, because they got to match your signature.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Do you
I
identify
don't have
with
a
the
number. I do not.
I was born in 1988 too. so,
88? Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
that makes
there's some
sense.
stuff going on there.
88
Yeah.
and Kobe, man. Had to throw it on the signature.
that makes sense.
So how'd you guys meet?
Skating downtown Toronto. I want to say it was summer of grade 7 for me. He's a year older. So how old are you in grade 7? Like 12?
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this legendary skate park, Shred Central in Toronto, and we got gnarly winters. So everyone at the time is just at that skate park, same age-ish. His crew, me and my best friend, kind of morphed into a bigger crew.
Damn.
And yeah, we just been skating since high school or middle school, whatever.
13 about.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, we both started the podcast at the same time. This was almost like 7 years ago. Podcasts were really hitting at the time. Like, I discovered the podcast game with Serial. Did you ever hear that one?
Hell yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was like the one that turned everybody on to podcasts, I feel like. And then I feel like everybody's kind of started making their own podcasts. Like, it made it popular, you know?
Free Adnan.
Yes.
Saeed.
Yeah, Saeed. Right.
Actually, what do you think? Did he do it? I still don't know. I went back and
know
forth
either.
like a million times listening to that.
I don't even think that podcast, it didn't end like with a definite yes or no. It just ended like open-ended.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to go revisit it. I think I was the same way. I was like, yeah, he did it. No, he didn't. Yeah, he did. No, he didn't. I don't think he did. I don't know.
I don't know. Every time I was like, I listened to it with our buddy Nick Katz driving to Miami, and it was like every couple hours we're like, he did it.
But that for me was like, okay, now, and then I tried to do a podcast with Mark Johnson and Kenny Anderson. We were doing a Back 40 company. And that was when I was like, dude, I want to do a podcast. And then it was so hard to get those guys together all in one room. And that's when Roger was like, hey, I want to help you do that. And I'm like, yo, we should just start our own. Or it kind of ended up like we just started our own. Was that kind of like what happened over with you guys? You guys were big podcast fans.
So my memory, I've been listening to podcasts since the Ricky Gervais show, which was
Carl
like
Pilkington.
the best. But that was like one of the first podcasts ever, and I think he was winning like #1 podcast in the world like every year.
Were you watching it too? It was animated on HBO.
No, that was after
Right.
because it was such a success. But
So good.
I just used to listen to that, and I was working construction at the time, I think, and it was just helping me get through my days. And Donald was working around the corner from my mom's house, and I was like, yo, Donald, you got to start listening to podcasts at work.
Oh, he
It's
turned
gonna
you
make,
on to it.
Make your day fly
Amazing.
by. And I was listening to this show, Jalen and Jacoby. It was like an ESPN, like pop culture and sports, and then got him onto that. Then he found some hockey ones that he loved, and it was just like actually helping us get through our days, like boring, shitty jobs that we didn't love.
Yeah.
And eventually it was like, yo, there's not much popping in the skate world. Like, shout out Tim O'Connor, the skate pod father.
Definitely the pod father.
That
for
same
sure.
drive to Miami I mentioned with the Adnan Saeed, we listened to every episode of his show, and
Rad.
yeah, it was like, if we're gonna do this, I could never do it by myself. Got to do it with my
Partner.
best friend.
Right.
And yeah,
That's kind of how I felt because Kelly, you came on the show later, episode 12,
16,
14,
something like that, yeah.
something like that. But Kelly was, I was kind of felt the same way. It was like, I was like, Roger, I'm not going to do this by myself. Like, I don't want to sit here and have like a one-on-one Barbara Walters type interview with like a skater. Like, skateboarding's fun. Let's have fun. Let's talk shit. Like, it wasn't even about like an interview for me. It was more about just talking shop and not even what. You know what I mean? Like your episode, we talked a little bit. It
was random
Well,
shit going on.
we
It was like
we refilmed your episode because you had just gotten back on
Expedition, yeah.
And so we were like, oh, we should definitely.
Well, in the
refilm
pilot,
it.
hadn't happened yet,
Right.
So it's like all this new shit was happening, and then we just talked about like sleep sleep
apnea.
No, paralysis.
Oh, that's right.
We're talking about like random stuff, had nothing to do with my life,
And it was
like,
it was overly edited. So like
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I look back at our first. I look back on last week's episode like it's cringe, bro. But but you look back on those first episodes, I'm like, bro, this was crazy, bro. I can't believe anybody even liked this.
Yeah.
Like it's so cringe.
but like you said, there was such open waters at the time. It was like you almost couldn't fuck up, because if you just had like a sick guest, skaters are always looking for more content. And,
Totally.
yeah.
But there were people. Anthony Shetler was doing one. Like there was like there was
He's
a
still doing
few.
it.
He's still doing it, but there was a few back then that were kind of underground. I always tell people like we weren't the first, we won't be the last, but we kind of like took it and ran with it, like octane fuel. We dumped into it. How are you guys feeling being up in Toronto? utilizing Morgan Smith and like, were you guys like, how are we going to like get these guests in here that we want to talk to? Like, did you know, like, I'm a pro skater, Roger's a filmer, like Kelly's a pro skater. Like it worked in our favor.
And we're in Los Angeles too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like everyone's here almost for the most part.
Right. Like if I guess what I'm saying, if I was in Toronto and I was just like, I wouldn't even think about like how to like get people like on my show.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like what made it easy for us to get guys who aren't in LA. We can do people in New York, do people in Europe.
Right.
It just kind of, we don't need them to be in the city. And we just hit the DMs hard. Like me and Seifa are always searching. Like it never stops. Like the grind to get guests. Like we hit up our friends and everyone to, can you holler at this guy? Can you holler at that guy? But we're just always searching.
Do you ever get the left on red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get discouraged.
They just they like it and they that's it.
Josh Kalis said no for 6 years.
Oh, dude, he's joined the club.
Yeah. And then he finally came around somehow.
Yeah,
We're not giving up.
Did he say why he finally?
At one point, he was like, "Dude, I'm gonna have a big year coming up. Like, let's do it in 2021." And then like it was like 2023, and I'm like, "Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's time."
Dude, that's the funniest thing. I mean, we ask people all the time too. Like Kelly spearheads it, going out and trying to get people on. But we all kind of hit people up. But sometimes that like a legend will be like, "Well, I don't really have anything going on at the moment." I'm like, "You've had 40 years of something going on.
Oh, yeah.
You don't
Straight
need
up.
anything going on. Let's talk. Like, let's just have fun."
And some dudes just don't answer, like you said, like they just leave it unread.
Yeah.
You're like, you already know those type of individuals are like more likely you could reach for the stars, but sometimes they're not gonna come on, dude.
Yeah, I saw Ronnie Bertino this last week at Phoenix Am, and he was like, I talked to him a little bit. He's like, "Hey, honestly, I love the podcast, love what you guys do, but I'm genuinely not a person that likes to be in front of the camera." And some people have to understand that that's
We get
the way
that a
people
lot.
are.
That's fine.
We get
yeah.
that a
You know what I
lot.
mean? People don't want to. Sometimes people don't want to talk publicly like that.
So the whole video thing's gonna. You might as well just go back to audio right now. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But I always get jealous of you guys too, being able to like have a podcast with anybody in the world. Like when we did the COVID thing, and we were doing the Zoom stuff. Like from going to an in-person podcast for me, and then going to like a impersonal podcast like over Zoom was like so hard, and like I hated every minute of it.
Really?
Because I felt like there was no.
We didn't even want to
Like we're vibing out. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
get here,
yeah.
we're vibing out. There's none of that like in-person vibe for me.
I feel like that's why we ask the same 3 questions to start every podcast. It just kind of warms it up.
Favorite
Like,
sport
We
moment?
don't know you at all, and then you're just like up on a call, and I'm like, "I'm Donovan, and this is Seifa." So 1, 2, 3, press record. So we slowly work into it,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and it helps.
And then
how does that work?
Yeah.
It must be interesting. Like people hear your voices for so long. I don't think I'd ever met you guys until we had talked in the video chat. Like, oh, this is what you guys look like.
Yeah.
They always
Face
like
reveal.
mix us up for some reason. They always like, "I thought you were the other voice." Like, dude, we've been on Instagram and done this stuff for so long. Like some guy this weekend said something to you, didn't they?
Yeah, this dude at the bar last night, actually, he was like, never met him. He was skating at the thing, and he's like, "So which one are you?" That's just the first thing he said to me. And I'm like, "Oh, my name's Seifa. Like, nice to meet you."
you should have said your name's Chris Roberts. So you guys are always looking for guests. I mean, it's kind of the same thing for us too. I mean, people. I think the perception out there is a little twisted on how easily we can get guests. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if people like, "Oh, just get Roddy Mullen on the show." We're like, we would love that.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's so many layers to like booking somebody and like getting them. Do you guys like have trouble? I don't know.
Man, there was
It's
a
just-
while ago. You know how Wade's like pretty pessimistic all the time. He'd be like, "You guys are gonna run out."
That's what we got told.
He's like,
Oh,
"You
we
guys
got
are
told
gonna
that.
run
Yeah.
out of guests." I'm like, "There's so many people out there, you
No
know."
doubt.
And there's always new skaters coming up.
Yeah.
True.
It is, I don't know what you guys think, but I usually like to interview people who had a long career, and
Yep,
it's so
same.
much easier to come up with the questions, and
Yep.
because you're genuinely a fan of theirs.
Definitely.
So like sometimes the younger guys isn't necessarily quite as interesting.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. I mean, a new kid maybe just turned pro.
Yeah, yeah.
they've gone on 3 tours. They've had a video part.
They haven't had a rich history.
Yeah,
in that sense,
like
right?
it's harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's harder to extract.
Yeah.
So a lot of people ask for younger kids on the show, but we kind of like are more kind of on your vibe. Like, let's get the legends and the people. Plus, we just, I genuinely have to want to talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, we're not just going to book somebody and just that we don't want to talk to.
How did you guys come up with the name The Bunt?
That's a good question.
That's like a slang term that our buddy Noah Tynes introduced to our crew, Cash Money Brothers, when we were younger, skating around. That's what we called ourselves. And that was just the term for like when you claim something and kind of out of pocket. And we were all bunting back in the day. I'm gonna switch heel this 9 stair, no chance. Safe a bunted again. Oh, so that's just been a term like in Toronto, like forever. And how did we land on that?
We didn't have any other options.
That was the best name.
The name is so hard.
Right.
And unless you just pick one and go with it, you'll just think about it forever.
Yeah.
But that was a big term for us. Like we had a rule, the 3 bad Bs when we were growing up. Like if you committed the 3 bad Bs, you were done. You were banned. It was bunter, beamer, and biter.
Okay.
So, and a beamer is like someone who you land a trick and you like, oh,
Stare right
who's
at 'em.
watching?
Yep.
Who saw that?
Yep.
And then the bunter, obviously, and then biter is just someone stealing
Stealing your
tricks.
shit. Yeah.
I hate that.
Those are 3 good B's to live.
Yeah.
To not live by. You know.
A beamer. I haven't seen a beamer out in a minute, dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we were at the park the other day.
Yeah,
What's
we
that
got
park
beamed crazy the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know the kid's name, but his last name is.
No, don't do it.
No, don't do it to him.
He's little.
Yeah, he's
I'm gonna pick on the little dude.
I actually wanted to just like tell him as like a older skater, like, yo, like you're killing it right now, but just chill on the beaming. Like
That helps.
It's not the
bro.
best look.
You should
But-
definitely. I mean, I would definitely tell a kid like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
do that.
saw.
Yeah, we saw you. We saw you. You're killing it.
Yeah.
But you don't need to do that.
Our friend that came up with the 3 bad Bs though, Noah T, Toronto legend, he actually committed them. And when I listed them off to him, he freaked out and just ran away. He tried to double flip. Do you guys know the Big 2 in Montreal, downtown Montreal?
Oh yeah.
His
When
boy Blue?
PJ skated and
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He tried to double flip that. There was a bunt, no chance he was doing that.
No chance.
Darrell Stanton was trying to front nose this tall ledge downtown Toronto one night when we were kids and just like fanning out, and then for some reason Noah just tried to front nose it while Darrell was shooting a photo.
What?
Or like there's the bite, and that was ruthless.
Noah made the rules. He didn't live by them.
Damn.
And then his beam, there was a flat bar near my high school, and I forget who we were talking to, but he's like, Safefoot, tell him what I did on white bars. It was just like the most aggressive beam. It wasn't even him beaming. It was like, tell him how much of a G I am. So we listed those 3 on his ass, and he just fucking bolted.
You've never seen him ever again. Huh? Shit. That's crazy.
The bunting happened all the time back when I
All
was a
3
kid.
of those happened.
Yeah, they
that's
did.
a funny thing. That's a good. Yeah, I never thought of that.
I always loved when people be like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking switch back to that gap," and you're like, "You haven't seen the spot yet."
I mean, to us, it was more claiming.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
clear.
No, we're talking about jumping off this
Okay.
with no intent of
doing
landing. The worst ones,
No intent
the
of
worst
landing.
ones are when you land something real sick, and then for some reason you go back to the top of the set, just like all hyped with, don't know what you're doing, and then you just like try something else. Like, you should just
That's so
stayed at the
classic.
bottom of the set. You
Call
know?
it a day.
Yeah, like you did it, but for some reason you're back at the top.
Oh, that's pretty funny actually.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Do you how do you guys get like your comments? Because we're on YouTube, so we instantly had a comment section. You guys, and we started on SoundCloud also, but you guys really started on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
They kind of had comments, but not
No, it's
really.
mostly just the slap threads.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then like
You were-
Instagram, and then
Okay.
because we have the post office where people write in and email us, like that's where a lot of it comes from.
Okay. Okay.
Are you guys pretty in tune with Slap? Do you guys go on there a bunch?
Yeah, I face the fear.
Yeah.
I read it all.
Yeah.
Lay it on me, man.
Because you guys got a gnarly thread. It's like hella long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you guys, we have some thread on there too. I see it. It's
What?
It's
What is it?
what the fuck's up with the 9 Club? And it's like, but I look at it and I always can tell like when people have a good idea what's going on and people are like they have no fucking idea.
Right.
And so it must be funny from your guys' end.
Dude, I stopped going on Slap Well, I thought it was funny at first when I'm like a skater, I come out with something. There's, like all the trash talking. I thought it was funny, but then when you're on there every week, you're like, okay, there's enough of this, because I love constructive criticism. I'll take that all day long. But if it's just criticism,
that's not the place for constructive criticism. That's the opposite.
Yeah, that's where they go to shit on you.
Exactly.
All day.
But if you get a compliment on there, that means something.
I think that you guys get. I think we get a little bit of both on there. I think you guys do.
Yeah,
too.
same.
Yeah.
I'll take breaks. Like if I read something too nasty, I'm like, oh fuck, why did I come back here? But I've been on Slap since I don't think I have an account. I did in high school, but I love me some Slap. Not even just to look at our shit, but just go check if there's some new.
Right.
When you watch a part and you just want to see if people feel the same way you did, so you'll just click on it and like, okay, yeah,
right.
Everyone feels that this part sucked.
Yeah.
Like you want to know other people.
Yeah. Let me see what they think.
True. Yeah. When you do see comments, it affects you a little bit. Maybe for a couple. For me, it's like
he's got thick skin and like, so I'm envious and I try and be a little bit more like him. Like sometimes it'll just bum me out and I'll just close it. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? Who the fuck cares? Like, I don't know who you are. You're just an internet like stranger. So don't let it ruin your day.
For sure. I think it affects me for like a minute and then I'm like, who cares?
I always ask this to people too, but I'm like, have you ever had anyone come up to you in person and say something like crazy, like negative like that?
Oh, negative.
Because like I've never heard that ever happening to anyone. When all this people talk shit and then no one says shit in real life.
Yeah, like where are these people?
Yeah, where? But I don't know.
No, they don't do that. That's keyboard thugs. Let me see what I can say and see if they want to, ruffle their feathers.
Well, that's the thing though. Is skateboarding is so opinionated and so subjective that like you're gonna get that everywhere. If you talk about one thing, somebody's gonna, key in on that one thing.
Well, yeah, so you guys are. What I actually really love too is that like if people call us the nice club and whatever, we try not to shit on people because it's like to me it doesn't really you don't need to do that. But what I do like is that you guys just tell your honest opinions on if you like the part sucked, like you fucking say it, dude. Like,
well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
let me speak on that a little bit because I think we have our live show and we genuinely give our honest opinions. We watch skateboarding that we want to watch. We don't like pull up a video that sucks and we want to watch dope skating. So on that live show we have like our opinions basically. But then when you have a guest here, it's their episode. Like why are you like we don't really talk shit to the guest. They're sitting here right in front of our face being like, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that video part. I mean, we may be joking, but you got to kind of step.
Yeah.
You got to tread lightly when
I feel like sometimes I can be a little critical, but I always appreciate the guest time. So we're never like inviting someone on to try and embarrass them or talk shit to them.
Right.
But like Kelly specifically, I remember being like, you're so fucking talented. I just wanted, I forget, it was like that line. It was like one specific clip, that line where you did kickflip over the corner of the block, nollie front heel, then fakie 5-0.
Yeah.
And I was like, dog, I needed the fakie flip out, man.
Yeah,
I know you got that. I know you got that.
I don't know. I know. I like that you called that out. And a lot of people did tell me that when I was younger. They were like, dude, you're so good. Like, you need to like push harder. I'm like, to be honest, I only did what I felt like I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, it was just literally me skating, not like that was just the way it was.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, but
that's an honest thing.
You
That's
weren't
not
trying
talking
to
shit.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I like that. I would hear that a bunch. Maybe I'd take it differently back then, but now I'm like, I don't know. Fucking, that was like 15 years ago. It's all good. But yeah, I appreciate that. But I was just whatever worked. That line specifically, that was just a random. I was listening to Stevie Wonder in my headphones or whatever. I actually had fucking headphones in, and I fucking did that line. And I was like, it just felt fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably couldn't do the fakie flip out at that point.
That was just me coming from a fan perspective of like, I love your skating and it's so crispy. I just wanted the fakie flip out.
Well, that was, I mean, just being on trips with Wade and everything, like that dude was fucked up good. I was almost jealous of those dudes, how good they were. But
Wade DeSarmo.
yeah.
And he doesn't like any of his shit either.
Yeah,
No, he does. He just tells you he doesn't.
I like that.
Meanwhile, he's in the crib
that.
watching his part over and over and over and over and
Because when
over
we
and
were
over
kids,
again.
we'd see him. He'd be like, "Yo, watch this."
Yeah.
You know, on the low.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
Wait, how did you guys meet Wade? Because he's from Ottawa. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty close to Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, we had become friends with Spencer before, and then
Spencer
just kind
Hamilton.
of and then just kind of linked up through him.
Yeah, we met Spencer in Montreal one summer, and he's young. Like he must have been like
He was young, like
11
14.
or 12.
Oh.
Or, yeah. Oh yeah, maybe it was a little later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe 14 or so, and I think we exchanged. What would he exchange back then? MSN
Oh yeah.
Messenger, like
Dude,
something like that.
Canadians ran that hard.
Yeah.
Do they
Yeah.
still do that?
No,
They got
I was like,
we got Wi-Fi up there now.
oh, you have TV?
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
But yeah, it was through Spencer and the homie Gio, and then we just stayed in touch. They'd come skate with us, and then eventually we met like the older guys in Ottawa, and the back and forth continued.
Dude.
Just to go back to the being critical thing
Go
for a
ahead,
sec, I
yeah.
think the biggest difference between the pods is you guys are talking amongst peers, and we're just more so fans. Where
That's why it's
sometimes
easier
people
for you
can
to
relate-
like say what you guys
question
feel.
them a little bit.
Totally.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Interesting. Interesting perspective. Were you guys ever like sponsored or?
Yeah, I used to. We both were sponsored at different points. Dono, late bloomer. It was one of the sickest things I ever seen because when we were all young, like a bunch of us were sponsored. Like Morgan obviously had a pro career, but me, Morgan, our buddy Cody, and Dono just never was sponsored, but always good enough to be, but just never happened for whatever reason. And then who'd you get on first? Converse.
Yeah, like shop flow, like
Right.
Yeah.
pair a month type thing.
Yeah.
And then I remember venting to you. I was like, man, I hate Converse. Help me, dude.
Yeah.
And then he got me on Vans flow, which was like my speed.
For a Canadian, it's very hard. I feel like a lot of people jump through hoops to get to the industry down here. You know, like we see some, like Wade had it kind of easy, but other people had it really difficult, I think.
I
know?
feel like Russ Milligan explained this to us when he was on the pod, and
Yeah.
we were under the same impression. Like, man, it's really hard. But he was like, we should be more grateful because it's a lot more people get sponsored because we're in Canada.
oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? We're not fighting for all the spots on the American teams. We can just be flow in Canada, which a lot of us probably wouldn't get down here.
But I also feel like you had to come down here. You had to like make the journey and like
Yeah, if
really
you
skate
really-
with the team, and like it was more of a journey than like just being here, I think.
Yeah, I don't even think I really ever thought I was going to be a pro skater. 'Cause I've just been so injured for so long that dream kind of just went away. But I remember when I finished high school, I was like, I'm going to Cali, and this is my, like, I'm going to go ham. I was claiming a bunch of shit that probably would have turned into a bunch of bunts. I was like, I'm going to nollie heel backlip Wilshire 10. I'm going to,
that was
You
it?
said that. You recently said that in like a quarter snacks thing, and I like read that, and I couldn't believe what I was reading with my own eyes. Like,
bro, I was
like,
on
what?
point at the
What?
time. I was
You know?
I was claiming nollie back 50.
Oh, who
that
does primo the fuck out
That
of
was me.
Oh my god.
Primo a 10 stick.
Ow.
Oh, still got a scar on my ass from that one.
Oh, jeez.
What is this video from?
This is an old. Oh, our friend this was like our friend Sebastian Lyman made this video. I think it was like sponsored by Circa or something.
Okay.
Just a homie video.
How long ago did this come out?
This maybe like 2005 or something.
Nice.
Oh, a little San Diego.
So what happened when you came? Like
Oh,
when you
yeah.
finished high school?
I think
But-
some of those Cali clips are in this video, aren't they?
Yeah, it was a bummer. So I skated my ass off that whole winter at the indoor park, getting my nollie heel back lips ready.
You were really trying to do that.
No, for real. And then it was like a week or something before my flight. I caught a nollie back heel down the sixth stair at the park, primo, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna land on it." Destroyed my ankle so bad. Pushed my flight back a bit. I'm like, I'll be better in a month. And then I just went down on a bunk ankle, and I ended up having surgery on it. I didn't know at the time that like I did it that bad.
It was bad.
So I came down here for a month, like barely able to skate. It was such a bummer. And
Looking back at it, would that have gone down?
nollie heel back lip.
Yeah.
That was probably the best I felt on my board. I'm like, it's not like it keeps me up at night, but I always wonder.
I think it might.
I know. It's a therapy session.
I promise you it doesn't, but I always wonder what I would have actually got done on that trip had I not got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. So
who else was out here at that point? Like, because like I feel like all the Canadians would come out and all like hang out with each other, like stay with each other.
I got those 2 clips in my last year of high school. A switch trade double set in front Bunt this rail, and that was my first time to California. I think I was 17. Stayed at Colt Cannon's house.
No way.
Who I didn't know, but do you guys know Ryan Allen, photographer? Yeah. He moved back to Toronto for like a couple years maybe. And he kind of like took us under his wing, and then he moved back to California, and he's like, come down, stay with me. He was living with Colt at the time, and like Colt,
legend,
like,
bro.
Yeah, especially like our generation. He's just like in every 411, like such a fucking star. It was such a trip to pull up to his house.
Was he cool?
Yes. Oh, the nicest dude.
Really?
Yeah. Still the homie. But yeah, got some clips that time. But the time when I was done high school, where I'm like, I'm gonna go ham. That clip or that trip kind of
that was let me get a tissue for you. Hold on. So who were you sponsored by at that point?
I had some wild ones back then. I think Plan B, Richta, Donald used to always make fun of me saying I had a NASCAR board, like putting every damn sticker on there.
This is a contest board, that's for sure.
I think I was getting some Diamond from, Raj.
Yep.
He was hooking me up with Diamond at the time. Nike. I don't know. I'm probably forgetting some. But
It doesn't seem too wild.
PBR, Wonder Bread.
Oh, damn.
M&M's.
Okay. Hershey.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
I always trip SBC magazine. I always tripped that like when I first went to Canada, you guys had like this crazy big community of skaters that was like, because I always grew up looking at Transworld and Thrasher and all this stuff, and I went there like there's a whole magazine with all Canadians, and it's all like an SAD, but it's a Canadian writer.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty fucking awesome. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like you guys were like, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. But is it still like that up there?
At one point, we had 3 mags, didn't we?
I think we had more. We had Concrete Powder,
Yeah.
SBC,
King shit.
yeah,
Color.
Color,
Oh yeah.
and Expose. What'd you say?
King,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
Roger said. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like 4 or 5 in the heyday, and mags meant everything. Like, yeah, I kind of miss those days, man, where you knew every single skater across the country was looking at the mag.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad to not have that like feel so important anymore. You guys still got Thrasher, which obviously
That's how we got left.
Yeah. That's all we got.
No, but now people
That's
are
the
listening
one.
to the podcast. You know what I mean? So people are listening to you guys in 9 Club, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. What about you, Donovan? Do you your skate career, video parts?
This is it. This is as good as it gets for
This is
me.
good as it
Yeah, man, I'm just happy to be here, hanging with Safa.
No, but you filmed some video parts and stuff, right?
Yeah, I've had some parts in like the same shop videos of Safa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Board sponsors. What do we got here? What
Maybe
is
just
this?
some flow stuff through distributions in Canada. We get some polar boards and some Van shoes, which is nice.
Look at that.
Yeah,
What's up with the Bunt video, dude?
it's coming.
Yeah, I don't know why we started talking about it a million years ago, because I think we were trying to speak it into existence, but we just started way too soon. So people are always like, when's the video coming? And we're like, we hadn't actually started filming for it like seriously until this past summer. And now we actually have a deadline, which is Bunt Jam 2025. So not this summer, but next summer premiere at the
Okay.
Bunt Jam. You guys should
Amazing.
pull
It's
up.
just you two? Can I get a part?
I don't think anyone would want to watch the video if it was just us
What are
two.
you talking about?
You guys went on a little trip recently, I saw. You guys
Yeah.
went to, where'd you guys, Puerto Rico or something?
Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now the plan is full Morgan Smith part, myself, Donovan, James Hardy, and Mitch Barrett. And then
Mitch, that's tight.
and then like anyone who's been on the show is welcome to have clips. Any homies, yeah.
How are you guys' parts coming along? Are you happy with them right now? Or
Very slowly,
yeah.
but it's finally starting to take shape a little bit where I feel like a year and a half is enough time to hopefully have a part. We'll see.
You got a song picked out already?
Nah.
No.
Wilshire 10?
Yeah,
We going
Nolly
back?
Hill- Nolly Hill
What's
backlit.
going on?
What's going on over there? It's done, son.
That shit's done.
Is it?
Yeah.
We could get it going.
Did
for
anyone
you.
do that?
Yeah.
I don't know if
I don't
anyone
think
Nolly
s-
Hill backflipped
I don't
it.
think so. I don't remember that.
Yo, if it
Unclaimed.
Yeah.
well, did they just do the Wilshire? They redid it,
The
but it
big
was
one.
the 15.
The 15.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
trying that on that.
I wouldn't even ollie that.
Did you get a chance to skate it?
No,
Like,
never.
like
That's,
you go-
that's why it was such a claim. It's like I'd never even seen the dimensions in real life, but I was
so
like,
you
yo,
never,
fuck
when you
it.
came here, you never even went there to check it out.
No.
It was steep ass rail, dude.
Hell
it was
yeah.
was
super
gnarly.
steep.
But yo,
Yeah.
you guys know one of the best feelings, at least for me in skateboarding, is claiming something somewhere I've never been in, like another country, going and actually doing it
Oh, dude.
is a great feeling.
Sometimes it's few and far between.
Oh, for sure. It's rare, but when it does happen.
I prefer to not go and just claim it.
Just play,
And just try one day.
You're kind of
you know?
on my tip, right? I do that a lot nowadays.
Yeah, I tell Steve all the time. I do my best skating right before I fall asleep in bed. Like, in my head, anything is possible.
True.
You know?
Or at the bar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the best part. That's the best spot.
Yes, I could
Couple
do that.
beers.
Yeah.
You fucking, yeah.
I got that.
I stopped doing that. I stopped claiming things a long time ago, man. I remember claiming one, like I was in a travel over this rail, and I went and just got destroyed. Didn't even come close. Like I literally just hugged off it for no reason. And I was just like, all right, I'm never doing that again. I just look like an asshole. I brought the whole team there to go and set up photo, and I didn't come close.
It's even
A little
worse
bunt
being
for the people.
Yeah.
even
Like
being
that.
a manual skater, like a tech skater. Like the claiming was hard because then you would like come up with like the most insane technical trick. Like, oh, dude, that spot, man, I'm gonna fakie. Tray flip, switch Manny, switch heel in the middle, switch. You know, you'd come up with these crazy like combos, and then you'd get there, you'd be like, maybe like a nose wheelie nollie heel.
Yeah.
That maybe could be done. Yeah, I'm down for that.
The worst part with Manny's is you think you have the patience
Oh, bro,
until you get there.
dude.
Like before you get there, you're like, I'll just try it for 3 hours and it will work eventually. And then at like 15 minutes, you're like, oh man.
Yeah. And then that 15 minutes, you're like, well, the filmer's here, the photographer's
Yeah.
here, I might as well go. And then 6 hours later, you're like,
Yeah.
maybe we'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, are you guys available? Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Man, this has been great. Dude. No, I wouldn't love to get into the more podcast stuff. I'd love to get behind the scenes of the Bunt. And do you guys prepare for each guest that comes on? Because I'll just give a kind of example of when we first started, there was no preparation. There was just like, let's just have a honest conversation, see where it goes. People would come in here that I've never met. I wasn't even like, I was stoked to talk to them, but I didn't even know that much about them. And I figured, oh, I'll just get to know them here. It's better to hear that. And now, like, as you see, like I have notes and stuff like that and kind of like more planned out. Like I call them more like bullet points to kind of keep the convo going. Maybe interesting tidbits and stuff like that. So from the jump, were you guys like preparing or how did that go?
I feel like it started a little looser, like how we were saying, just like let's talk about whatever video just came out this week. But then, like Donna was saying, we're not like peers. We're more just like two random dudes that they've probably never heard of. Maybe now people know the show a little more, but
Sure.
when we started, it was like, hey, we're just kind of two random dudes who are fans of you and have these questions that we've wanted to ask you since we were kids.
Okay.
You know, you get like a Rick McCrank on or something, and that was pretty early days for us, and we're just like, holy shit. I remember when he came on that Zoom, we were just like, oh my God, it's Rick McCrank. And so we'd have like, yo, in Minnick Matty, like, tell us about like that trick, like how was that session, or
Okay.
Stevie, like there's a few dudes that we did in the early days, like P-Rod and shit, where it was like, holy fuck. You know, like we have a million questions about your career.
Would you guys give them a visual of what trick you're talking about? Because sometimes these skaters, they don't even remember what they did.
No, we just described the hell out of
Okay.
it for them.
Was anybody just like, I don't remember that.
Some people are like, I don't even remember that sesh. Like we haven't had Dustin Dolan on, but I'm sure he's got some. We've heard stories about like hammers that he doesn't remember he did. The
And that
next
came
day.
from Blunt.
Insane. Yeah.
That was one of them, right? I heard that. Like, did we ask him that? I can't.
Maybe.
It came from Blunts, and then like he's awoke, like didn't even remember that he did that the next day or something.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I think it's
It was something like that.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah,
I would be
dude.
so like, imagine just getting blackout. You probably have no fear, and then you just wake up and you have a last trick.
You remember last night? You're like, oh, what did I do? You're like, no, you got your last trick.
Molly Hill backflip, Wilshire, man. You did it.
Oh,
Crazy.
fuck.
Yeah.
That must be so odd, though. You film a banger and like, you wake up the next day and you have a clip.
You don't even remember.
Yeah, actually, that
Unbelievable.
might be a bummer. Actually,
that too.
not
You don't
feeling
remember it?
like not remembering that epic feeling of
But
riding
it is
away.
kind of like the blackout syndrome, where
Right.
you
Yeah.
like do a trick, you black out in the middle of it, and you're just rolling away.
But he fully blacked out.
True. True.
I feel like we're most prepared now for interviews,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Like now that we're like locked into like how we want to construct the interview and with the questions and everything.
When did you guys finally get like a run of show when you're like, okay, this is kind of like our format?
I don't think it took that long.
No?
Maybe like the second or third season.
Oh, you kind of cleaned it up a little
Yeah.
bit, figured
Yeah,
it
and
out.
it's still like it's tweaked here and there, but I'd say the last 3-4 years it's been pretty much the same.
Okay.
And one thing, shout out to everyone who's ever helped us, but we always like to text. Like we'll be like, okay, we're getting so and so on this week. Can you send us 2 or 3 of your best friends who might have some funny stories?
Oh, you asked him for that? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we hit up the homies and like, can't thank them enough because they're the ones who usually get us the best questions. Like the people that grew up with them or whatever, like always makes the interviews that much better.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, we don't do any diving like that. We just, but also like we're, like you said, like you're fans of these people. So there are those questions you've always been dying to know. And like, I grew up in the world era, you know? And so whenever like those people come on, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, oh, dude, like I've always wanted to know that.
Yeah.
You know, is there like special eras that you guys, or like skaters that you guys are like, maybe you're more of a fan of than like you're not a fan of, so to speak, you know, or vice versa?
We're pretty similar. Our favorite skaters are maybe a little different, but definitely I think we like the same kind of skating for the most part.
What would that be? More tech style or?
Actually, maybe we are a little. I don't know. I love handrail, like Mark Appleyard, handrails, hubbas, but like Technar, good lines, good flip trick, good style. Like Appleyard is like a prototypical favorite type of skater.
I
of
feel
mine.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you?
When I was younger, I liked Jeff Rowley. Could never come close to skating like him.
Okay.
When I got a little bit older, it kind of transformed into Rob Welsh, like some manual and ledge stuff.
Tall dude too.
Yeah.
I
Clean
can see
tricks.
that.
Yeah. Some good pop.
Baggy sweatpants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
you
Rocking
go.
those. Okay.
Tall
Okay.
tees, all of that.
Yeah. The Rob Welsh.
Damn.
What's the hardest part about doing your podcast?
Just time,
Time?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we both work full time, you know, and I have a son now.
Okay.
Well, he's 3.5. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just managing time, to be honest with you.
What do you guys both do for work?
I'm an electrician.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! We just got a new plug. You could have came in here.
Oh, here we go. That's why I don't tell many people that.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
like, I got a new light, and I'm like, not me. I got to edit something when I get home. Yeah. Or Safe is calling me. That's usually what it is.
I got another job. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you this yet, but I'm staying. My sister lives down here in Silver Lake. I'm staying with her, and she texted me a picture of a light that
Oh,
she was hoping.
I get like 6 days away from the real world, and that's the type of stuff that happens. man.
Yeah, she's like, I think she knew, like she knows what you do, but she's like, Seifa, do you think you could help me with this light? I'm like, obviously not, but Dono's here. I'll see if he's good.
Yeah.
You gotta hook the homies up. Come on.
I take care of the homies
Okay,
just
okay,
fine.
Okay. Okay. What about you? What do you do?
I work on film sets or commercials
Sick.
as a grip.
Ah, do you like
That's
that?
The work itself and the days are long, and the work is whatever. But I love the dudes I work with. My key grip's a 54-year-old skater who's gonna be so hyped that we're on here and send him
Sick.
this. But yeah, he's just good vibes, and he loves asking me about skate. It just makes the day go by so much faster when you're working with like a skate nerd.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any pods going with when you guys are working, or is it like? I guess so. Do you guys listen to our show?
Well,
Wow.
I can't, like, now that I'm gripping, I used to just drive a bunch like on
Okay.
commercials, and so I'd always have pods going, but now
Gotcha.
I got to be more kind of locked in, so no pods at work.
No pods at
unfortunately.
work. Okay.
Being honest, do you guys ever listen to our show?
Well, I can only imagine that when we have a guest on, that you guys are going to
That's
have
what I do.
on. Okay.
That's what I do. Like Jimmy Gurecki.
We
Jamie
do all the work
Thomas.
for you guys.
Yeah, so with Jamie Thomas, I just have my notepad out the whole time.
Oh,
These
yeah.
guys are gonna do it all for me. And his was long too. I think I made it like 2 hours. I was like, that's enough, Jamie.
crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to listen to this all again. You know.
Yeah. Totally.
When Kelly, when you mentioned that when you first did your real interview between the first and the pilot and the other one that you just got back on Expedition, I was gonna say Chico wanted to knock you out.
Punch me in the face. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Oh, you saw that?
That was pretty cool.
Saw that one.
We be seeing and hearing everything.
Hey, that was real though. But I mean, like, I don't know.
But it was understandable.
It was
you knew exactly
That
where
came
he was
from a
coming
good place.
Yeah, 100%.
No, yeah,
He's
it's
looking
all
out
good.
for you, yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Chico does. He comes from a good place, man.
Animal thug, dude.
Animal thug.
Animal
You
thug.
don't want him on that. You
No.
don't. You want him on your side, and that's it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
Have you guys had Chico on?
No, we
No.
were talking about that on the drive down here. No Chico.
We can connect it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dream guess?
I always wanted to get Arto, and haven't been able
He's
to
fun.
do that
He's
yet.
fun to talk to.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another one of my like favorites,
Okay.
hands down.
Okay.
I love switch trays, and he's got one of the most beautiful ones in the game.
True.
The one he does on the double set in his fakie flip and switch tray. That one's butter.
Yeah.
Or
Or just switch tray on flat, no push, switch for the front board, that
Oh,
rail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
What about
good.
you?
Jeff Rowley, Rob Welsh.
Really?
Yeah. We had a chance to do Jeff. We had a trip planned to Paris for a Dime Vans event, but I couldn't go. Some things came up with work and stuff. And we were going to do Jeff out there.
But Jeff's like he's Vans. Like I'm surprised you couldn't just nab him real quick.
because
He's
we
super
wait
down to
for
do
something like this, I think.
Oh, okay.
We
Send us
could,
to LA.
Okay.
to do Jeff.
That's what you.
Yeah.
No,
And then with Rob, he said, we got to go. We got to go to his house, be in his city to get it.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah.
his house. Where's he? He's in San Francisco,
That's
right?
what Kayla said too.
No, he said he's just not leaving. Fucking.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He's not leaving.
He ain't
not
leaving.
leaving.
Well,
What
that's
is
it.
it, Grand Rapids? Yeah.
Yeah,
Grand
that's the
Rapids.
biggest issue for us. Is just like locations in the world of these
Yeah.
people. Everybody's like, get Tom Penny on. We're like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, we'd love to have Tom Penny. He
Yeah.
just needs to come here.
No,
You
but
guys-
then Josh said we'll make it happen sometime soon. We'll see.
Yeah,
No, he was awesome when he came on.
yeah, yeah. It must be. You guys get nervous at all with anybody? You guys are in a like different room.
The
I
live
don't know,
ones.
I
The live
don't-
ones
okay,
for
okay.
sure. But like
Yeah.
definitely when we got P-Rod, it was kind of like the primitive team was in Toronto and Spanish Mike was rooming with P-Rod. So Wade set it up to interview Spanish and we kind of knew that P-Rod would be there or hopefully be there. So we were like, yo, let's prep a P-Rod interview in case he pulls up.
Okay.
So we went and did Spanish, and then P-Rod walked in, and we're like, well, we're ready if you're down. And he's like, yeah, I'm down. So
So
that
you did
one.
Spanish. So you ditched Spanish.
No, we didn't. We didn't. We're like, Spanish, hurry, man. Like, come on.
Yeah,
No.
wrap it up, B.
Nah. So we did them both. That one was
Okay.
a little nerve-wracking.
That's sick,
obviously
though.
P-Rod.
I like
man.
the forward thinking on that. Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, that was our 6th interview ever, and we still felt like we had no idea what we were doing. So it was like, holy fuck.
What about redos? Do you feel like, because sometimes I feel the same way. I'm like somebody that's come on the show in the first couple of years when we kind of didn't know what was going on. We're so much, like I feel like we can extract way more information out of
Yeah.
people within 2 hours than we could years ago. Like it would take us like 7 hours to get a 2-hour episode, but now we can rifle it off.
Yeah, I think now that we're doing video too, like we're more open to revisiting some of those people from the first couple of years,
Right.
and especially when so much has changed. Like I feel like we'll probably do Mason Silva again at some point. When we had him on, he didn't have a board sponsor. He hadn't won SOTY. It's like there's so much shit to catch up with.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like for a new pod that I think we'll. I mean, we obviously want to get as many new people on as possible, but every once in a while, I don't think it'd hurt to do a video up with some of our former guests.
We do it all the time, and I love it. I love doing
Yeah.
like catch ups and stuff because it's the same thing. They were on like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
like come back. I'm sure something's changed.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you ever
Shit.
trip out that like certain pros like listen to your podcast? Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like that's for me. Like I trip out on that when I go places. Someone play, oh, did I watch that one episode? Like you,
Yeah.
fucking, I don't know. So, like, do
Yeah.
you watch the show? 'Cause sometimes I just don't picture. I don't know why, but what's like the craziest one that you've heard, or like someone that's talked to you about?
Damn. Can you think of one off the top?
I feel like Tim's told us they like put it on in the real van sometimes, which is kind of like
Okay.
Yeah.
crazy, like premiere style. Like everyone's listening.
That's pretty sick.
That one's a little trippy.
Yeah, I can't think of a name, but just sometimes when we start the show and Donald will be like, you know how this goes, like we're about to ask you the same questions, and they're like, yeah, like I listened to the show, and we're like, oh fuck,
Right,
Sick,
right.
'cause
Yeah.
we always feel like we gotta like approach it like they don't listen, but then
Right.
every once in a while they're like, oh no, I listen, like I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, that's fucking wicked, and trips me out that I wish I could think of a name, but yeah.
Well, I think when I came on the show, I listened to the podcast before I even was on. But I was like, all right, rapid fire, dude. I gotta fucking be prepared for this.
Yeah, but some people don't even know, right? They're
they had
so
no idea.
unfamiliar. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get kind of the same stuff though. People come in, they're like, yeah, I've never, like, I think Tommy Guerrero, like, never watched the show. I think he didn't even know who the hell we were.
Oh yeah, he had no idea who we were.
Yeah. But then a lot of people do though, and it is a trip when you like Lance Mountain sitting here. He's like, oh, I like that episode, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
Like you
That's
watched the show? It's
So
crazy.
sick.
Or when some people that we never thought would come on the show, like hits us up to come on the show. We're
That's
like,
epic.
really? You want to come on our show?
Yeah.
Like, does that ever happen to you guys? People hit you up?
Sometimes people will hit us up and be like, my friend wants to come on. Like, get this guy on.
Oh,
like
sick.
that's how we got Dan Plunkett. I think someone hit us up and was like, Dan wants to come on the show. And we're like, let's do it.
Let's
man.
go.
Yeah.
What about, do people ask and you're like, no, we're good on that dude?
Have we ever turned anyone down? Maybe some like wild Toronto locals. I feel like they need to be heard.
Well, to be honest, sometimes you guys put people on the show that I personally don't even know who they are. You guys do put a lot of like local.
We try to do one Canadian a season.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's your little, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they always have good stories too.
And
Yeah.
it's local. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how you're talking about the SBCs and stuff? Like, we still have that where, like, that's important to us, just Canada. And there's certain people that were, like, legends when we were growing up and we're in all those mags. So, like, it's kind of for the Canadians, and then we just hope that everyone else is down to listen. And usually those are good friends, and they end up being, like, funnier interviews because, like, we've got shit on each other. And, yeah.
Dude, you guys probably had these people like Glia Mamalu,
Oh, hell yeah.
Wade Fife.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like Moses Conan.
No,
Oh.
we've tried. He
What?
agreed and then disagreed.
What about Sluggo?
Yeah, we did a live show with Sluggo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Both of those dudes are fucking the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're rad.
Russ Milligan, you guys had him. You said
Yeah.
right.
What about Tone Ferguson?
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
the best
Legend.
Pay respect.
all day. Maybe Rick Howard one day. We'll see.
Hopefully, man.
What about Apple? You guys had Appleyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Morgan and Wade have both done it multiple times too. Those are like,
Wade's been the most, right?
I think he's been on 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, we did Wade, then we did Wade and Morgan together, and then Wade again.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you guys in the same room on the Zoom when you guys, or are you guys at your houses like doing this?
We used to do it together
Okay.
all the time. And then when COVID happened, our producer, Antoine behind the scenes, major shout out, he just gave me a different little soundboard to take with me so we could do it separately. And then it was just so easy that we never meet up anymore.
This is the first time you've seen each other in years.
Forever. Yeah.
Crazy how that works, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I like
What
that.
about when do you guys usually film or try to get it done? Because you guys both are working. Like we have a certain schedule here
We
that
do,
we kind of
yeah.
work on. Because
We'll do it whenever, really. Like
Yeah.
as far as interviews go, and then every episode is recorded in 2 different sections. Like the interviews are all done kind of during the off season when we can just kind of do them whenever, and then the rest of the stuff, the ads, the post office, the rundown, the intro, we usually do it on Sunday, and then it's edited for Wednesday.
But wait a minute. You said that you do the record on the iPhone and then this, but then I've heard that you guys like stop mid interview to like check
Who's
some
telling you this
stuff. Or I know. I get my
Well,
little
we
intel.
just, some skaters with their technology,
You got to make sure that it's
if
on
they get a
point.
phone call while it's recording, they can be like, oh, it stopped recording, and our recording's 30 minutes and theirs is 7. And we're like, okay, we got to do that again.
Oh, so you can only record for 30 minutes.
No, we
Oh.
just do that so that we don't go too far and have to go back. So we
okay.
will go to like 25, 30 minutes, stop, just to make sure we have everything.
Has there been a time where that's like,
yeah.
really?
Dude, there was one time someone was filming themselves and they're like, dude, I keep running out of space on my phone. It's like, we don't need the video, just the
No.
audio. Like, we've gone through everything.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such
Yeah.
a bummer, dude.
Dude, Beeble forgot to send us the last bit of his recording. And then, like, the week leading up to it, like, we thought we were best buds with Beeble. He was going to send us shoes. We were homies. Like, we were getting the diamond kicks. We were, like, feeling pretty nice, you know? And then as soon as the video ended, didn't hear anything from him.
No.
Wouldn't respond to the text. He was 9 Club now, man.
Did you?
He switched up. Literally, right here. He came in. He's like, fuck the Bunt. I'm on the 9 Club now.
He said that when he walked in. It was crazy.
Yeah.
We were like,
then we
yeah.
We had to hit up
the Bunt.
Spanish. We're like, We had to hit up Spanish. We're like, dude, just get us the last recording.
No, that's such a.
So
oh
he
my
did.
God.
Yeah. But that's why, just like precautionary. Take
Right.
every precautionary.
So
method
going
necessary.
forward in this new system, you're not going
It's
to
just
have that
one
problem.
shot. It's
Right.
unreal.
Now, what about audio quality though? Sometimes these people's quality, maybe they have an earplug or ear thing in, or maybe they don't. They're using computer audio. Like,
We're at the mercy of like wherever the guest is. One time, Brandon Turner just did his interview driving, and we were like, "Fuck!" Like you could hear car shit, but that was, I think, also a season ender where we're like, we can't not put. We
Right.
need this for episode 12 right now.
Yeah.
I remember one time, we had Darren Harper on, and it was such a good coincidence. But the only time we ever recorded like a backup file on our end, he lost his whole like last 30 minutes, and it was the only interview where we actually recorded like him through the phone. Like it was so ghetto, but we were able to patch that in.
okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
you could do a little bit of audio work to it, make it maybe sound a little bit better.
Yeah, but we've definitely had episodes over the years where like it just sounds horrible, and there's kind
There's
of
just
nothing
stuff
we can
in
do.
the background.
Well, when we did, like when we were doing the Zoom thing and we did Gino, he was sitting right in a cafe or a bodega, like right next to this huge refrigerator, and like remember that?
crazy.
And like
It was
it's
so
so
insane.
hard because like the Wi-Fi in there, and how are you going to tell Gino Iannucci to move booths? You know, it's like it's Gino. He's here with us. Like
It was
you
so
just
crazy,
run
man.
with
Yeah.
it. You just go.
Sometimes you can't hear it on the call. That's the problem for us. Is like we'll get them to do a tester and then we can hear it.
Okay.
But once we're recording, like we can't hear a change in it. Like sometimes people's girlfriends will come home and do the dishes.
Yeah.
And you're hearing knives bang. And we're like, oh my god.
Windsor
Or
James.
people start
No
like,
way, Wizard James.
people start like tapping, like kind of like a nervous tap, and you're like, that's in there, you know.
You could hear
The
it.
worst part is like the computer fan. When the computer fan kicks in,
Getting all
Nothing.
hot and shit.
there's nothing you can do. Yeah.
Right.
I know we feel bad sometimes because I feel like we make people so hot because we're like, hey, you need to turn off every fan, turn off your AC,
Close the window.
unplug your fridge, sometimes even close every window, and they're just sweating buckets.
Oh,
for
you
like
give
an
them
hour and
a
half.
whole thing.
We'll do
You
multiple
try.
tests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go into
You
my
switch
bathroom.
rooms.
Wait,
I had
what
to
do
go
you
into my
mean?
bathroom because there was the gardeners were
Yeah.
out front.
Wait, what do you mean
know?
multiple tests though?
We
How do
make
you-
them record and we like ask the same question all the time. What'd you have for breakfast?
Okay.
And then they send it to us and we listen to it
How are
on
they sending
full
it?
blast.
Email?
Just text.
Okay.
And that's the other thing. If you keep it under 25, 30 minutes, they can just text it to us. Because if you have to be like, hey, can you email? It's a whole nother
yeah,
process
yeah.
we don't want to get into. Like, make this as
Skateboarders
simple as
sometimes don't know how to
possible.
email.
Yeah,
So
that's
some
what I mean.
skaters aren't tech savvy and like need to get someone to come like Omar Hassan,
Yeah, had
Okay.
someone
not the
set
most
it up.
tech savvy homie, triple OG legend. But
he's hilarious.
Dude, remember we did one with Anthony Mosley, and it was unreal. And then he was using his buddy's phone, and I think he like kept his buddy's phone for too long, that his buddy got all pissed off, and he's like, "I'm not sending it to you, fucking guys."
Yeah, right.
And we're like, "Dude, send it, please. We need it, man." Like, we've been
Wow,
through it all.
dude, trials and tribulations. Well, that's
Yeah.
why I applaud you guys, and that's why I was stoked. I think when you guys hit 100, also we were just like, I know I was stoked because it's
Thank you.
hard. Everybody, well, not everybody, but people try to start a podcast. We've seen Jamie Thomas start a podcast, and that didn't go. You know, and it is hard, man. It's a labor of love, pretty much. You know, and plus in the skateboarding industry, it's hard to like make a business out of it. You know, so. It's kind of like, it's kind of like a labor of love.
For
You know?
sure.
You just do it because you love it, and so I'm stoked when you guys hit it. I'm like, yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Because
grind.
we're every week, so we hit it way before you guys. You know,
Yeah.
and that's not a diss. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
like,
It sounded
it's
like
just-
a diss.
Well, take it how you want. Take it how you want.
You know what?
You know.
You know
We
what's
did that shit
crazy?
years
But,
ago,
but
bro.
it's gnarly
Yeah.
though. Like 100. Think about that.
No, it's crazy.
100 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one thing you guys do that I'm jealous of, you guys do like the bunt, like the basketball tournament, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. That's incredible. We've wanted to do stuff like that, but like, how did you guys actually
how'd that come
execute
together?
on that?
The first one took years, honestly. Like lots of planning. We didn't have like a lot of sponsorship dollars because we're like going to skate companies being like, we want to have a basketball tournament. And they're like, what?
Right.
And like the inspo for me for that was 41138. They had a Soul Technology basketball tournament.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah.
thought that shit was the coolest thing ever.
Definitely.
And me and Safa think that like 2-on-2 we could take anyone in the skate game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we proved it the last 2 years.
I got
3-on-3. 3-on-3.
Oh,
Wait,
3-on-3?
who's
the
who
third?
stepped up? As
Ants
far as-
won, our producer, and then our boy Leslie.
Okay. And who did you guys play?
We played all sorts of people.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Wait,
Gary Rogers
wait a minute! You won the trophy at your own tournament
twice.
2 years in a row.
Shut the! Oh,
That's
my,
why we
it's
created
rigged.
it.
Nah, it's rigged, man.
Yeah.
But you never thought about inviting the 9 Club?
That's rigged. Dude,
No, this
I
year.
played in high school,
you haven't
dude.
seen
I played in high
you're
school.
there.
You haven't seen my skills,
Y'all trying to get crossed up?
bro.
What? Yo, pull
I
up.
challenged Gary Rogers to. He's scared.
Gary ain't scary.
He's
He's
not
nice.
scared.
He's
I
he's
saw
scared.
you and Gary talk.
Yeah.
What was that? 2 days ago.
Right.
Yeah.
He-
you ain't
he
got
was-
it with Gary, man.
Wow. You haven't even seen my skills.
I don't think I need to. Gary's good. He's a baller.
Did you guys play Gary?
I don't know. dude.
Gary lost to another team that we ended up beating in the finals.
Ah, look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
How many
So we
people?
didn't have to.
How many people are you playing? How many teams are you playing a day?
So there's an 8-team tournament.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so you got to win
So
3
brackets.
games to win it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what skater like that we would know of stood out that you thought was actually kind of good?
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Like Gary's good. Justin Henry's got some game. Davis Torgerson's a baller.
Yep.
Yeah.
A nice and shocking surprise. Jake Johnson was so beast. And the sickest thing about that was like, obviously we'd be honored for him to come and skate the event, but we heard that he hit up Dime because there's a Dime team year 1 and year 2. And after the first one, he hit up Dime and he's like, hey, I want to go to the Bunt Jam and play ball. And we're like, what the fuck? That's so fucking sick.
Wow.
And he's a
That's
big
cool.
guy, but like I remember seeing him on the court and I was like, oh fuck, I hope he's not too good because he looks like he's about to dunk on all our heads.
Wait, guys, I'm sorry, that sounds crazy. I can't dunk. I can't even come close. Can anyone dunk at these things?
Yeah.
Who's someone that could dunk?
Bro, I was about to shut down the whole shit. The crowd was gonna go crazy. The sea parted, and I start going, and then fucking Elijah Odom hit me over the head, and I just got fouled, and I couldn't cram it.
you
Wait,
Yo,
wait.
back lip, right?
This sounds like a bunt. This sounds like a bunt.
Bro,
That was good. What's that one? That's 4-1-1.
oh that's the OG.
I was just showing. Yeah.
No,
see.
Donald.
No, it's
he's
for
It's
real.
old 4-1-1.
He's the best on the court. I'm more of a defensive specialist, you know.
Are you? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, like Steph has Draymond, Jordan had Rodman.
Right.
I relish in that role.
Wait, how tall are both of you guys?
I'm 6'3".
I'm 6'1".
Oh, damn. Okay.
Can
How
you
tall are you, Dron?
5'10".
Me too.
6 foot?
Yeah. You guys a little taller.
Light work.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I love basketball. We used to play all the time at DVS.
I mean,
and,
I don't know. I don't know. I think I haven't seen Dubs play, so I don't
We
know.
don't know, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Me, you, and
I
who
need some
else?
good. we need some good complimentary.
Do you guys actually
I need
want a
some-
team?
Some
There's
Yeah.
some space.
Oh yeah, we want it. Yeah, I'm down. I could show
Looks
you
like
my
you're
moves.
coming
So
to
I could
Toronto.
airdrop it to Raj right now. I'll show you
Oh,
my moves.
I know what you're talking about.
No, you don't.
No, not
I
that
thought
knee
you were talking
thing.
about,
Not that
Woodward.
knee thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't see it though. You didn't see it. That's my signature.
I know the
move.
move. The little like and one bouncing off
Oh.
the knee, keep it moving.
Bro,
Oh, God.
ahead.
No,
I'm gonna-
don't.
listen, we got a new system here. I can airdrop it right to Roger, bro. He'll play it on the
Let's
play
see
it
it,
easy,
man.
bro. If I can find it.
I would.
love
Honestly, I'd be
basketball.
hyped to go just in general.
Yeah,
It
you
sounds
guys got to
fun.
come this summer. It's fun, for sure.
When is it going down?
July 19, 20, Friday, Saturday.
Did you? So when
Yeah.
you guys do that, did you? Because I know Dime obviously. Like, did you kind of talk with them about how these things kind of get done?
So the secret sauce behind the Bunt Jam is one of our best friends, Josh Clark. Sorry, Josh Clark. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's like behind Glory Challenge,
Okay.
and that's obviously like arguably the best event in skateboarding.
Yeah.
And he's just literally the best at what he does, putting together events. And yeah, we're lucky. Like I grew up skating with him, met him when I was 18, and we've been really close ever since. So it was kind of like I think what he just hit us up like, yo, we should do something with the Bunt, like some sort of event.
Yeah.
And then I think we started talking about it before the pandemic. We were going to do it at a trade show down here.
Yeah, we're gonna have a basketball tournament down here.
Yeah. And then the trade show just went away. I can't remember which one it was.
Agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Probably,
at
exactly,
Agenda.
yeah.
And then when we were going to do it, it was the last time they didn't do it.
Right.
And then we were going to do it the next summer, and then COVID, and then it just kept getting delayed. And then finally 2022 finally went down and hoping to do it every year for as long as we can.
That's sick. Once you do one, it probably becomes you know the formula.
Especially if it's successful. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely wanna
Companies
try
like
keep
to
it
see you prove it, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. So you get helped out with vans and
Exactly.
Yeah.
companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That costs a lot of money to do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toronto's tough with like permits and insurance. Like our city's really tough for all that stuff.
Who handles all that?
Josh Clark.
Oh, okay.
He does
everything.
literally everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can he help us?
With
Yeah.
what? Depends.
Yeah. Sounds like he can do anything. We need help.
I
He
was
can
like-
get you guys to the Bunt Jam. That's what he can.
That's good. But I
That's
was
where
like,
it'll
I'm like,
start.
how are not because we talk about doing something here, but like, how do we even do this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you guys do it? It's insane.
He does it.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
crazy.
You
Yeah.
gotta find an event planner. I mean, I think we have access to somebody that can facilitate
For
it
sure.
It's harder.
Yeah.
I think it's tough with us too because we're just week by week by week. This is our main
That's
thing.
like where
Like,
our
we-
breaks are the best. We have time
Right.
to think of stuff like that. So we had to start a charity in order to do that
Oh,
because they won't. In Toronto, you can't have events on public property if you're just a private company. So we started something called the Bunt Live Foundation, where
Oh,
we
sick.
supply free skate lessons and skateboards to all the kids the Saturday morning of the event.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's rad.
How many people show up? How many?
It's been 40 each year.
Wow.
Well, you can only have so many kids come, right? So
Okay.
we limit it to 40 spots, new kids each year.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Hey, congrats. That's dope.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That must be
Something we're
that's
pretty
a-
proud of,
That's
for
a
sure,
feel
yeah.
good. Yeah, it makes you feel good.
A little hungover there in the morning.
Are you with the kids? Oh my god.
Handing out the boards, but no, it's nice.
It must be fun to have everyone in town though.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
pretty
other
cool.
thing. Like, we
Yeah.
think we live in, like, a pretty special city, especially in the summer, and to get everyone out there, they usually don't come, you know, so it's awesome.
Well, the Dime Glory Challenge and stuff. I've always wanted to go to one of those.
Oh,
Those
you gotta
things are
go.
crazy.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Always
shit
wanted
looks
to
super
go.
fun.
Or they
Yeah.
they haven't done one for a while, right?
Yeah, they've been taking a break.
Okay. Okay. Oh, they're on the same kind of system as you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Canadian
Canadian
schedules.
style. We got to get on this Canadian
Yeah, you
schedule.
guys are overworked.
It sounds good.
It
I'm
is.
down for it.
It makes a huge difference, man.
Right.
I think we talked about it the other day. Like, sometimes it's just hard to come on here and talk every week.
I think people don't realize how hard it is to actually like have a conversation like this. Like when we were talking at the thing, it's easy to talk and whatever,
Yeah.
but I think to listen intently, to think of other questions in your mind while they're talking, and then if they're going on a tangent, bring them back to earth, and like it's exhausting.
Yeah.
The
Like
tangents. I love that. I remember we had Corey Duffel on, and like we have all our questions like written out. And what was the first question? It was like,
Where'd you grow up? and
where'd
how'd
you grow
get
up and how'd you
skating?
get into skateboarding? And he literally talked for like half an hour straight and like answered like half the interview on one question.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we have people going off.
we've
can't
said
stop.
we say hi, and we could literally probably all walk out of the room, and they could finish the episode by themselves.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's how much they. But sometimes that's good. Like
Yeah.
I feel especially with the OGs, you know, when they come in, like the Salbas and the Mountains and the Cabs, like those dudes, like the Hossois, like I almost feel like you just shut up and just let them
Yeah.
go, and like you just get gold no matter what. You don't even have to ask them anything.
Yeah.
That's cool sometimes, but sometimes you want that interaction.
You want to chat
you know?
about
Yeah.
a cool one like that for us was Ellington. We did him during COVID.
Okay.
And I think we were on the phone for like 4.5 hours.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
like for Eric Ellington to give us this time.
Right.
We just felt so grateful, and like the stories were rolling, and I was like thinking like, man, like we're becoming really good friends with Eric Ellington. This is
Just like
crazy.
people, right?
Exactly. Well, a little bit better.
Okay, that
Yeah.
went better.
But no, it's special when they give you that time, you know.
Right. Now you got to cut it off after 30 for the sharing the recording.
Yeah.
Is that ever like a issue to try it? Because I couldn't imagine stopping somebody mid thing and be like, hey,
Yeah,
it's
you
about
got to
that
pick your time.
Yeah, it'll we try and go 25 minutes to 35, and there's always like a gap in there somewhere, and then it's like you got to take a piss or whatever.
So your little timers, like you got a timer going. You're like, okay, this is about wherever I can get in right here.
Yeah.
It's going to change the game with you guys.
It's already
doing
felt
the-
so much
yeah.
better.
Yeah,
How many have you done for video already?
7,
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
How many in a season?
12.
Shit. Okay,
When does
so you got
season
a little bit
start?
more.
April 10.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And when you go season, you're once a week when the season's running.
Every Wednesday
Every
for
Wednesday.
12 weeks.
Okay.
And then 6 months off.
Here's
Hey,
the
when you
thing,
don't
though.
film, when you guys don't put out episodes, people go nuts, man.
That's what it feels
Bro.
good when they're like, "Hey, when you coming back? When you coming back?" You
Bro,
know?
when we miss a week, it's just like we're
No, you
like,
get
oh my
slaughtered.
god, yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. 9 Club, come back. But yeah, it's gonna. I'm excited for you guys, man. That's gonna be dope, dude.
You guys should have Duran or Chris on.
That's why we're here. You know?
There you go.
Came to collect those contacts. You know? That's how we work.
Hey, you guys know how it is. It's all about
help, bro.
yeah, contacts.
Yeah, true.
Pass along some contacts.
You guys could go on their show, right?
Nah.
Oh hell no!
Love that. Love that.
I'm with Duran. Actually, no, I'll pass.
That was one of the. Hey, that was for me. That was really fun to talk with you guys on there. I got a lot of people hitting me up. I love your Bunt interview. I'm like, yeah,
That's sick.
I don't because I feel like I'm on this show obviously for almost 8 years. And I'm just kind of used to it, but I don't like really tell my stories on here.
Well, here's
like,
the thing,
you know what I mean?
though. It's like when
yeah.
we're talking, like if you're a fan of the show, you're gonna get our stories over a period of time.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
but like to sit down, like when I went on Hawk versus Wolf, it was the same thing. Like it's
Yeah.
like you finally get a moment to like tell your shit.
Didn't they make you used to press a button?
Yeah.
God damn.
Not they. That dude.
Come on. Why are you doing like that?
Here's the thing. He wasn't even supposed to be on the show. You know?
Yeah.
The
I made my way
I
on
earned
the
that
show.
money.
Yeah.
Now you're-
he would stand right in that kitchen and sit and watch us film, and he would chime in and be like, "You don't have a mic, dude. We can't hear you. We can't use this." I'm like, I've sent him to his room a couple times. I'm like, yo, go to your room, man.
He
We
literally,
can't-
what I think it was either P-Rod or Blake. We were like, "Yo, you gotta go, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be here." And I was like, "Ah, fuck, I'll go to the bar. I don't give a fuck."
So the idea behind the button, I'm a huge Howard Stern fan too. You know, so like the shape of the room just kind of like dictated where Kelly
Yeah.
had to sit, right? So for me, it was kind of like, hey, just when you want to chime in, like here's a button, and then you can kind of do your own thing over there, and it would kind of be like I don't know if you're Howard Stern. But he had Robin was over in a glass case,
okay.
like over a side. So it's kind of like that, you know?
no, then like
And then he talked me out. I was like, dude.
No, it was
so
like
I'm
5
gonna bring
years.
it back. I
It
do.
was like 5 years, dude. And then
It
we
worked
had Dan-
perfectly. I don't know why we changed it.
No, but he was like he would set it up, and he was like genuinely so happy.
Oh, I
with
would build
his
these
technical.
buttons.
Like, dude,
I
check
gotta
it
go to Home
out.
Depot and get
Yeah.
the thing.
He
Yeah.
built it into
That's
the table.
crazy.
Yeah.
But when Danny Way came on the show, and he was here for like 7 to 8 hours,
That's when it
Wow.
changed.
and I was like, "Hey, dude, I can't do it."
You just forget to press it sometimes, and you're talking.
No,
or-
but you were sitting there for 7 hours
Oh,
going like
holding it.
this,
Yeah.
like, and then I said it, and Dron's like, "Dude, I think it's time, Chris."
Yeah, I backed him.
Yeah, thank
what's
you.
up.
Thank
I
you for
should have
that.
never. I should have never listened.
Yeah, you got pressured into it.
But it was like a funny thing. You know what I mean? Like people
Well,
always.
bro, we
It was a great addition.
Well, we just like for me, I just want to have fun, man. It's a podcast. We're you say we can get serious at times too, but it's like for Gino's episode, I had him peel a potato, make a potato into a wheel. Remember?
Yeah.
Like wheatberry.
Dude,
From San Francisco.
I was like, Gino is here, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, this dude fucking carving.
He's making a potato wheel.
I'm like, dude, I feel
gotta
like such a
walk out
bitch
at that
right
point,
now.
man.
dude.
Did you ever hear the
Bitch, right now I'm leaving.
Did you ever hear the wheatberry story?
No.
So we had Frank Gerwer, I think.
Yeah.
He was on the show. He told the story of this guy Wheatberry in San Francisco. He had 3 wheels, and he carved a potato into another wheel, and then sold it as a 4-pack.
Wow. Sold the same.
Yeah, he sold the wheels.
Yeah, I remember we.
So that kind of turned into a joke, and then I think the next episode was Kelly, and we had him
That's
carve
epic.
a potato.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it
was fun.
wasn't just random. Like, you carved potato.
That was like a
There was a story
punishment.
behind it.
No, there was a whole
Stay
story.
busy
Like,
over there.
Yeah.
yeah, like if you follow the show, you know you get it. But
The
if you
potato was
don't,
in the freezer for like 3 years too.
we saved it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wish
we
we
got
still
rid of
had
it
it.
finally.
Oh,
It started rotting.
yeah. I'm glad we don't do that shit anymore.
I'm not. That shit was fun, dude.
Going back to being on the podcast, I would feel way more comfortable now that I've met you, talked to you guys.
Yeah,
You know, and I think it probably would be better. You know what I mean? In that
Yeah.
sense. So
for sure.
I would love to come on.
Hell yeah.
yeah, do you
get
get
it.
that? do
Boom,
you
that's
get-
number 8.
there we
do you-
go.
Do you get that a lot though? I mean, like when you came in here, we chilled for a little bit. We talked. I saw you guys the other day. But when you guys are just jumping into a podcast, not meeting somebody for the first time, I know you have your little questions and everything, but like, is there like a warm up period where you're like maybe 10 minutes into it, you're like, okay, now we got them?
It's all the technology stuff. Like we're always like, okay, we're gonna start at 2, and we probably start at like 2:30,
Right.
Just because all the sound tests and you're just shooting the shit, figuring it out.
Okay.
So you're usually a little more comfortable by the time it starts, and then maybe 10, 15 minutes in, it's like, all right, now we're rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of like courting, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I love to find out the parallels between our show and like you guys' show.
Well, I was gonna say because on our show, obviously us three that were on here, Roger in the back, and we have JC who's not here today, and Tim edits.
We have and Charlie.
And Charlie as well.
Yeah.
Charlie's huge, and he's actually out by you guys.
Yeah.
Out you guys. But what's the squad like? What's it like internally with this? You two on the pod, but what else is going on behind the scenes?
We got Morgan Smith makes all our Instagram trailers, so he's the skate nerd going and getting all of the best clips and making the little
That's sick.
trailer.
Okay.
We got Ant's one behind the scenes, Anthony. Me and him went to high school together. He's just like super good with audio.
Did he do the beat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We got Anthony. We got Jay, who's here chilling now. He's taking over the video.
He's new?
Yeah.
You're new blood over here?
Well,
Yeah.
we've been friends forever,
Right,
but like,
right,
yeah.
right.
And then we got who else? We got Josh for the Bunt Jam,
And we got Scotty Booth.
and we got Scotty Booth for all graphics.
So you guys got a little
Everything
team.
visual.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Do you pay everybody, or is it just like how does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
guys do like audio commercials? Do you guys have like? Because it's hard. Listen, it's skateboarding. It's hard to like make a buck.
Oh yeah,
sometimes, so-
yeah. Like no one's getting rich over at the Bunt anytime soon. Off the
And
Bunt.
it's all like, dude, you pay them what you can. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's a team effort, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not all getting paid fucking crazy over here by any means.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys know it's the skate industry.
Yep.
Whatever dollars you're getting should usually just be grateful because it's
Definitely.
it's a grind for sure.
Do you guys do like non-endemic brand like deals and stuff like that? Like if like a podcast commercial, like, hey, this episode's brought to you by Blue Chew.
We've
You know,
never
hey,
done
you wanna
any of
get, You want to
those,
get,
no.
you want to get.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but
Right.
no, we haven't ventured that way yet.
Because that was kind of our idea when we kind of started. We obviously work with skate companies for sure, but our whole thing was like, we don't want to take any money from skateboarding. We want to take money from these like non-endemic companies and like we want to make money off of them to support the podcast so that we could like help skateboarding and help these companies and maybe even do some stuff with them, and not like charge them money. Because this is not cheap to run.
This
over
is
here.
fucking serious
This is not cheap
over
to
here,
run.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a serious project going on over here.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait to see what their face looks like when they walk into this
It's
place.
Dude,
crazy.
it's insane. It's
mind blowing.
It's so sick. And the funny thing with us is like we just made up Studio E. Like we both lived in the East End, so it was just like Studio East, Studio E.
Yeah.
And I feel like people thought for the longest time we did have some crazy setup like this.
Right.
And they'd be like, "Oh, what's up with Studio E?" And we're like,
We're on a couch.
Don't worry about it.
We're literally sitting on a couch.
Exactly.
That's it, man.
Like,
Fake it till you make it.
We got one
Exactly.
mic. We're on a couch. And we were editing off GarageBand when we started.
really?
Recording on
So
GarageBand,
so
editing
brutal.
off GarageBand.
What did you switch to? Premiere?
Logic.
Logic. Okay, I'm not familiar with. Yeah, I would have just switched to Premiere, even though it's a video. Like, you can still edit audio.
the good old days. We've all come so far. We're about to join you in this YouTube world. Kind of nervous.
sick.
Yeah, we are hyped on that.
Anything
for
you
sure.
guys need, like, just holler at me, man. I actually love talking about YouTube stuff because it's. I mean, you're gonna find out soon. I don't know if you're already in the YouTube universe, but it is gnarly.
Now, Chris would be a good person to lean on and some real shit. Like,
It
Yeah.
is.
and
It's
he'll give you some, some real good advice.
it's gnarly. It's an ecosystem that you have to like keep in touch with, or else you're gonna like it's
Well,
just.
it'll be fun for you guys. It'll be like refreshing almost to do the podcast, but in a newer, I don't
Yeah.
know, new way. I guess.
I feel like people are excited to see it.
yeah.
They've been asking for it for a while. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
Get a Chris.
It's
interview
made the
thrown in.
process easier, which is crazy. We kind of thought it would make it harder, but with Jay Burrows behind the scenes,
There you
it's,
go.
it's been
The
smooth.
only thing I don't like about video is that like I could just be like all unshaved and fucking looking like a bum, roll out of bed and just hop on.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh fuck, my face is gonna be on the internet.
Yeah,
Dude,
you gotta
welcome-
approach it a little bit different.
Yeah, welcome to that.
I
dude,
stopped
because-
giving a fuck. After a while. I edited all of our episodes for, what was it, Raj? 2, 3, 4 years?
Yeah, for a while.
And dude, for the first year or something, I was so hypercritical. Like, I was talking about, I licked my lips right there. Oh, I had a fucking twitch in my eye. I got a cut
sty.
off that. I had a
Yeah.
sty in my eye. I'm trying to like not show them this. And then after a while, I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I could be
dude.
unshaved and just come in here looking a mess and just be like,
He came one
it
time.
is what it is.
Just cat hair all over him, dude. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Gotta grab the lint roller, wearing some black clothes, bro.
Oh,
Like,
that's
man.
insane.
That's
But you
it.
get over it after a while. You're like, shit, who cares, man?
Well, I feel like
you know.
in the beginning, it's the voice that drives you crazy. You're like, I can't listen to my own voice. It's driving me insane. And we
Right.
get that a lot from like some guests. And I'm like, I literally don't care anymore. I've done some with a cold. Some I lost my voice at the first Bunt jam. I'm like on the mic screaming. Like, it is what it is, Like,
But it's fun. You got to roll with the punches. It's skateboarding,
Yeah.
right? It's like you just got to go with it, man. Yeah, it'll be
I had a
fun,
quick
dude.
question.
Go
I know
ahead.
you guys do this as a side gig, but is there ever a time that you think that you would want to just do this shit full time and not worry about having a second job?
I think
mean-
it would just put a lot of pressure on it. And right now, it's like it's fun. We get to do a lot of cool stuff, like these trips and the Bunt Jam, and work with the homies. Like, yeah, it's a dream. It would be like epic if ESPN came to us and was like, "Here's the bag," But like, I just wouldn't want to grind it out. That's the
Totally.
problem. Like, if it was like a very comfortable life, like that would be epic.
Yeah.
I just don't want to like grind it out and then like I need to interview more for. I just don't need the ep, but I need the money.
Right.
I don't need that pressure
Right.
in my life with the family and stuff like
I
that. I don't
totally
mind
understand it.
working the day job.
Yep.
I think if you did, you'd have to go. Like those breaks would have to go away.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh,
the thing.
yeah.
Like to make a YouTube like career, you got to be like
You got to
on
be
it.
consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just a revenue stream.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not about, and then burnout comes with it. And I mean, there's been so many times where we're either myself or Roger, or I don't know about you guys, but I'm so burnt. Just by
Dude,
all the behind
I always
the scenes
wonder
shit.
that about you. I'm just like, because we'll go 12 weeks, and by that 12th week, we're like, oh, I can't wait to fucking chill. And then I'm like, dude,
We're just going.
Chris
Yeah.
Roberts out here just fucking grinding
Yeah, dude,
nonstop.
he's straight
Like
up.
we've talked about it many times off the air. Just like, yo, those guys are machines. Like it's
We have a good
insane.
system.
We do have a
Yeah.
good system. We have built a good system. I know what Roger's doing without talking to Roger, and Roger kind of knows what I'm doing without talking to him. And then like we have our weekly meetings that we talk about stuff and with everybody, and then we're bumping up our clothing now too. We're making more clothes and
Sick.
just product stuff. So that's a kind of a new thing. We've had clothes, but we're trying to like expand on it. But yeah, the system is like that's what is key.
That's everything.
It makes everything work. Yeah. To lighten the load.
But are you guys are like in constant contact at all times? Because I feel like me and Seifa, I talk to Seifa more than anyone
Right.
in the world. Like
Right.
always talking. Like my girl will be like, "What are you talking about now?" I'm like, "Literally, it could be anything." Like leading up to the last Bunt Jam, we talked about the weather
Right.
every day. Seifa,
As
we
you
were like
should.
60 days out, and Seifa's like, "It's gonna rain." I'm like, it's 60 days. Like let's wait. But like that's just how it is.
We talk a lot. I think me and Roger talk the most, obviously, because
Yeah.
like we're
We see
in
one
it.
another every day.
What's
Yeah.
the
Chris-
friendship
Chris
like?
lives right down the street.
Because it puts a lot of pressure on like.
Oh, dude, we've
friendship.
had screaming matches and
Yeah.
then just sat down for a live show and been like, "Hey, everybody, how you doing?" And
That's
like,
a good
"What's going on
relationship."
back there, Raj?" I was like, "Nothing much, Chris. I'm
Yeah, there's been
cool."
some heavy shit going
That's
on.
what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it is
No,
real
it
life. and, like,
happens, yeah.
We've been friends for 20
For
years,
sure.
and like we've literally got through it with a couple like little things, over time. But like we just have learned to work with each other really well and know each other's strengths. We really try not to argue because it's not going to get you anywhere. It's like sometimes I'll be calling Safe and he doesn't answer, and I know why. He's just like,
He's over it.
yeah, oh, he's over me.
Yeah,
Not it,
exactly,
me.
yeah.
He's probably like looking for another co-host. Like,
Right, yeah,
who
yeah.
else is fucking out there? You know?
Morgan, you're the man.
in.
You're the man.
Morgan comes and gets my mic from the house. I'm like,
I like it. I don't necessarily like the argument, but I like the back and forth, because I don't think you're going to get anywhere with having the same exact ideas.
No, yeah.
Roger has his ideas, I have my ideas. Sometimes those don't even meet in the middle.
Every disagreement or whatever, it ends up like with a better product.
Yeah.
Totally. So I think those screaming matches, and when I say screaming, like we just, it's bickering, like you said, 7 years, you're just like, you start to know each other. And, but
we all known each other so long.
100%.
You to the point where, I think we know each other's, if they're in a little spot, we'll ease up. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, because one person's energy can throw everything off.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like if we're going into a live show and I'm like bummed, like I'll try to tell people like, hey dude, I'm just not feeling like 100. Maybe I'm like going through some stuff or whatever, but you try your best, but we all have emotions, man. It's tough,
That's the other thing. You're coming on here every week while you're still living your real life.
Right.
There's a whole lot going on, man. And you got to be this happy host,
Right.
And we're back.
Yeah.
How do you hit that happy one every week? It's got to be tough, man.
Yeah, it is.
So-
I mean, dude,
I feel like when we come in here, the outside world kind of disappears
shuts
sometimes.
It feels like that right now.
Yeah, it really does
Yeah.
feel like that because I'll be going through shit and you come in here and you're like, oh, I get to hang out with Jerron and
It's
Chris.
a great escape, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's-
definitely.
and plus these headphones, like we're in a whole different world right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Like for
I'm
sure.
liking this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe as staying.
Say, you could take,
We got a new co-host.
you could take Kelly's spot easy. Easy.
switch. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing if we switch little. What is it called? I don't
Oh,
know.
dude, you want to switch
switch
back
hosts?
immediately, bro. Trust me.
If I take your seat?
No, if you take if you switch with Kelly,
No,
like you and what do you mean?
I think we had a good time.
He'd
I feel like me and him-
implement a button super quick with you.
No
for
way,
sure.
dude. Me and him- I feel like me because they're like skate nerds in the generation that I'm a little bit before you guys, but me and you, I feel like we nerd out on certain type of skate.
Yeah,
How-
we
how
like
old
the
are you
same
guys?
skaters.
I'm sorry.
I'm 36.
36?
35.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
39.
yeah, yeah.
So
Not too far.
we like grew up watching kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Like my first video was Fulfill the Dream.
Bro, riding horses together.
Unreal.
Did you want
And
to
then-
like ride a horse with them?
No, I just wanted to be Steve Olson
Okay.
at the time.
Oh, really?
Steve Olsen's
Dude.
a G.
Unreal.
Damn. What was your first video?
I think Minik Maudi.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
good video to start off with. Damn.
Yeah, I didn't know what any
might
of the
be the-
tricks were called. I was just like,
He was like, "What the fuck?"
I just remember loving Rodrigo TX's song.
Oh yeah.
And like, he's flipping his board every which way, no clue what's going on, trying to learn how to ollie out front.
How did you guys start skating?
So I played hockey my whole life, like Canadian, played hockey. The best hockey player on my team at the time was like the coolest kid, wore like blue camo pants, had a shaved head with a star shaved in the back of his head with a number 9. And I was like, that kid is fucking awesome. I'm like, do you want to hang out after hockey practice? And he was like, yeah, I skate. Like, I'll bring my skateboard over. And I was like, yeah, I skate too. Ran to my mom, like, I need a skateboard, like,
ASAP.
immediately. And that's how it is. And he's been my best friend ever since, my boy Tommy. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Wow.
so sick.
Yeah.
Skateboarding brings people together, bro.
It's
Real
unreal,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
For me, it was grade 7. My best friend Phil. We were just at that age where you're having sleepovers and we're going to Phil's house this weekend, my house this weekend. But we didn't have like a hobby yet. We were just bouncing around. I played basketball, but he didn't. And went to his place for a sleepover. He's like, "Oh, I got a skateboard in the garage. We could like go." So we went and like butt boarded down his like back alley. And then that weekend or the next weekend, I went to Montreal. Learned how to ollie on my friend's board, and in Toronto he learned how to ollie the same weekend. So when we both met back up at school, we're both like, "Yo, I learned how to ollie," and then it was just like we were
you
both.
weren't on MSN or anything? Like talking about
No, I don't. Yeah, those phone calls back then
Wow.
to the house phone.
Is Phil there? Hi, Mrs. Phil. Is Phil there?
No, that was for real. Calling the house.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and then it was just like that, friendly competition from there on. He learned how to kickflip, but he would like body varial.
Oh
You know,
yeah, that
why-
was like the. I don't know why.
Why
I
did
did
your
the
body
same
do
shit.
that?
That's what it was,
I don't know
yeah.
why. I would
I
do the
don't
same
know.
shit.
Yeah.
I never landed it though. I would
We'll
always
just do that.
I would do it with one foot and then eventually.
I feel like some people learn a varial flip before anything. I mean, before a kick flip.
Some people have. I never did Miles Silva say that.
Yeah.
Miles. I
That's
think-
wild.
Yeah.
Varial flip was so tech because when your little legs are too weak to tray flip when you're young, varial flip is like,
Good go-to.
yeah.
I mean, that's why people I think have like a negative thing towards varial. Not as much anymore, But people used to say varial flips are
Yeah.
whack because that's one of the first tricks you learn.
Super budget.
And it's like, oh, it's not a tray flip. It's kind of budget, you know. But I think varial flips are kind of just how it
depends who it
They're
is.
good now.
Depends
Yeah,
on how
yeah,
you
yeah.
Like
do it.
Brian Anderson made him. He
Yeah.
brought him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everybody
He started-
should do kickflip varial.
No,
Like, no,
no.
not everybody.
Yeah,
Shove
when
a
they
kick
flip
flips.
kind of rocket, they don't look good. But
No.
there's certain ones that you're like, wow.
Yeah.
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 Blows my mind up. Somebody.
You guys talk about
Doesn't
legal
do it-
tricks a
doesn't
little
do it
bit on
good,
your
and then-
on your.
We used to do that a
doing
lot at the beginning because people loved that. The
Yeah.
illegal tricks. They would DM us and be like, is this illegal? We're like, dude, like, we just talk about shit that we do. Like, if you want to do it, like, there's always someone who can do something great, you know?
Yeah.
Like, someone came up to us this weekend and they were talking about body varials. And it's like, but Brad Cromer, Van Wastel, like,
Yeah.
Brad
that's
Cromer
not
is that-
illegal.
Brad
When-
Cromer has a good body varial.
Yeah.
Certain dudes
for
can
sure.
do certain tricks for sure.
Always. There's
Yeah.
always an exception.
All
Yeah.
day.
Is there one there's no exception to?
Nollie Smith.
Yeah, Nollie back.
Nollie
Smith.
Smith, Nollie front Smith.
That's
Yeah.
ugly.
In a video part, like, or just
Well, like,
in general.
people do them on handrails.
Well, I mean, just a trick though. Like Benny
Deshaun
Hanna's.
Jordan just did
Fakey Ollie
Wow.
switchback
fakey
Smith.
ollie switchback Smith.
Yeah, I
did
still.
that.
That guy's
Oh,
got
wow.
all the
He
skill
did
in
that
the
really
world.
dope. And he looks dope as fuck on his board. Bro.
He's unreal.
He's
Yeah.
super
I saw
dope.
Justin Brock. He posted on his story. He did like Nollie Smith on the Ave bench. He had it out like where he lives, and I was like, bro, that bench traveled the distance for you to Nollie Smith.
that, yeah.
I was like, that's fucking amazing, dude.
Oh.
But I love Justin.
No, a really
Yeah.
bad one is nose manual and then like pivot to fakey Manny, where like all four wheels can be down for a
Oh,
sec.
yeah.
No bueno.
Why?
Yeah.
Just
I don't
fakey
like it.
Manny.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could like actually pop it to that,
But
then,
they don't.
No, don't do it.
No, but they don't.
They don't. But they
Right.
don't. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or if there's a little gap and you got to get from one
Yeah.
to the other.
Yeah.
And that's tight.
That's when it's appropriate.
Yeah.
We talked about it on like our live show
Yeah.
about like illegal tricks. We had
Right,
the whole
right.
thing, but like I don't know.
There's a lot of them.
That was a question.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What's
But it's also subjective.
True.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
with
that's what we're
skating.
saying,
It's
yeah.
very subjective.
Yeah, like I hate 5-0 switch crooks,
Okay.
Nice.
but there's certain dudes that have done them where I'm such a fan. Appleyard and Arto, sorry, two of my favorites, and they do it, and I'm like,
They get a pass.
damn it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's in the middle of an epic part. It's like, god damn it.
you're not like hyped on. You're like you just let it go.
yeah, exactly.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Let that slide by.
When you guys start a show, say with like Phelps, right?
Oh,
Oh my god.
And then like Phelps yells at you for like calling
That's
him
his
calling him
favorite.
Phelps.
no, I think I called him Phelper.
Oh, Phelper.
Was it Phelper?
I think you just said Phelps. He's
Uh.
like, don't call me Phelps, don't call me Phelper. You don't know my dad.
He was he's
Yeah.
like leaning off, crying, laughing at me. And I'm like, this is
But
terrible.
does that throw you off at all? Because just having Jake Phelps anywhere in your vicinity could throw you off.
I think like in my head at the time, I'm like, this is wicked for the show.
right, right.
Like this
right.
is perfect
For sure.
You know,
How did you land that one? How did you get? How did you?
he got that one.
Like how did we get him as a
Yeah.
guest? That's a good question.
That was the best
I
time.
have the worst memory in the
He
game.
was unreal. But he also 30 minutes into that one, or maybe even shorter. He's like, "How long is this? Because I gotta go to the dentist."
Yeah.
He had a
And then
dentist.
he
He
just
double dipped.
left.
He has a dentist.
Yeah, and we're
appointment.
like, "Could we talk again another day?" He's like, "Yeah,
Oh, it's 2 different days.
yeah."
Yeah.
That was 2 days.
That's amazing.
he had no idea what he was doing. Right?
And he's not tech savvy at all, which I'm sure is not that surprising. But that was one of 2 interviews that we did with no video. Like usually we have them. So that was
Okay,
just a
okay.
straight phone call from the Thrasher office phone.
yeah.
And then Stevie Williams, same thing.
no, Brian Wenning was the same too.
Oh, Brian Wenning,
Oh,
yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question though. Like I don't like FaceTime. Maybe I'm just a different generation. I don't like Zoom. I don't like all these things. Like I would find it more easier to do like just a phone call. I could walk around my apartment. I'm a walker talker. Like I'm talking on the phone. I walk around.
We've
Like,
had that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
But to
Same.
sit down, right?
Yeah, I pace and shit. Yeah.
I feel like I'd have a better interview if I was just on the phone, being able to walk and like do my thing.
You just
I wouldn't
make
I wouldn't do
noise.
the dishes or anything.
You just make
but, like,
noise. I think that's the issue. Moving around, you're making noise.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah, but
I've been
you
doing this
know-
for a long time.
You know
I've
the
been-
protocol.
Yeah.
You,
I'd
when
have-
we do it, you can walk around.
Bro, I'd have this microphone. I'd be walking
Especially
around and,
yeah.
you know.
Special exception.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing the dishes or anything, but like,
I mean, if you do it, Chris, you could literally sit right there and do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You literally could do it.
You could.
But I think because a lot of these people were meeting for the first time, it is kind of nice to they can see our face and we
Yeah.
can see their face.
True.
Yeah.
Stevie Williams, when we had him on, he was in
He
the back
was
of
on
an
the
Uber.
phone.
Oh, no, he was on an Uber.
On an Uber, but he was walking around, going to an apartment and shit. Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
Dude, he was
wild.
unreal.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Stevie's awesome.
He's
the best.
so good. He was standing in front of somebody's house for like 20
Oh,
minutes.
this ain't it. I
And
gotta
he
go.
looks up. He's like, this ain't even the house I'm supposed to be at. And he like walks down the street.
Well,
it was
that's awesome.
incredible, dude.
That was
That's
through
awesome.
Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
But those are the things that happen through Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure like we talked about it, but it's got to be annoying to a certain degree. Like you have that person there, but there's something there that you're just like, dude, and can you tell them? Are they that kind of person?
Yeah,
Are you going to
yeah.
blow it by like, are they going to get mad? Like,
Yeah.
But if that's the best you could get in the situation that they're in, I think that's
well, like the
just- it is
Gino
what it is.
situation, right? He's
Yeah.
he's sitting by a fridge. We're like, we got him. Who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly.
Yeah. There's
You know?
ones where you're like, I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cater started playing Call of Duty.
And the
You
music.
could
What are you
hear the
doing?
music from the lobby where we're like, listen, like,
Are you playing
a
video
video game? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, can y'all hear that? We're like, yes.
Can you please stop?
He's like, all right, I'll turn it off. No stress.
Damn, dude. Could you
Correct me-
imagine somebody just starts playing a video game? That's crazy.
But he was like still into it. Like, you know
Yeah.
how like young kids can just do 14
Multitasking,
things
yeah.
at once?
Yeah, for sure.
He's like on the phone texting, playing video games, chatting to us, and it's like all perfectly fine to him. And we're on like stressing, like, can you turn that off?
Is the audio gonna be botched?
Without being like insulting him or trying
Exactly.
to like,
Because we're like, goddamn, Cater's here.
Yeah.
You know?
exactly.
I'm trying to think if anything like that happened here, where someone came on the show and they were just like doing something.
Well, we've had a couple like mishaps, like a power outage. Remember, all the cameras got
Oh,
corrupted,
shit.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom Curran.
so we had to do like a episode again.
Oh, you had to do that with
Brandon Turner.
Brandon
Brandon
Turner.
Turner.
Brandon
You had to
Turner.
come
His
back and do
episode-
it again.
He's the reason
Damn.
why we have backup audio now, is because we did a whole episode with him, and something happened with the soundboard, Raj,
card
and the
was corrupt.
card corrupted right away. So we lost all the audio. We tried to get it back with certain programs and whatever, but I turned pale.
You guys
Remember?
were tripping, dude. And
He drove up from San Diego, which is like a
Damn.
2-hour drive.
Yeah.
And then we lost the audio, and I'm just like, I lost it.
No, it's devastating,
But
especially
then
for us. With
he
like,
was so gracious, though. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, dude, no problem, man." So we spaced it out a little bit, so he would come back later. So we'd kind of like,
freshen up.
and he did better the second time. He was
Sick.
on it. His stories were better and like
Yeah.
more like it was dope. Like it was a better episode. I
Yeah.
thought.
We had that one time. In our first live interview ever, we had Elijah Burrow come to Toronto, and we were all three of us were kind of nervous to be in front of like our friends and family, and then he's just doing an interview with two guys he's never met before in front of a crowd. So we did the interview before the interview.
Wait a minute, what?
We did like a mini interview,
Oh, like a mock interview.
a mock interview. And then he came out like a goddamn WWE superstar, ready to just destroy it. I think he had his shirt off. He's standing up, screaming into the mic. But he was just comfortable because he's like, nothing is going to surprise me. I
You should have
my
surprised
answers.
him. You should have
He
thrown. You
helped
should have thrown
us
the whole
because
thing.
We
away.
were more scared than him, I think.
How many people were you in front of?
Maybe a couple hundred.
That's a lot.
But it was like our
man.
second year. Like, we didn't know what we were doing.
Right.
We dressed up in suits, and Safa skated out and tried to switch Trey.
Okay.
But
How'd that
failed.
go?
I hit a primo.
That's how the
Primo.
interview started.
My legs were all shaky. I was so nervous. Like, and yeah,
I would have
bent down.
I would have aborted. I would have aborted.
I was like, I'm committing no matter what. Hit a nice little primo. Or did I land on it and slip out? I
No, I think-
primoed on the practice one. And you
And then you
posted
broke your
that.
board or something and had to set up a new board. It was a
It was
a
bad.
mess,
Yeah.
but it was awesome. I was just standing there like, he's gonna do this.
When we were doing our live show, the main thing, because it's a podcast. Like, are people going to be entertained by sitting there listening to us talk? Like,
Yeah.
that was the most nerve-wracking thing for me. Is like, is the audience going to be entertained by our conversation?
Like, how long can you hold them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shorten anytime we've done a live show, we do less questions because we're like, we don't want to just be here for 2 hours. Like,
Right.
you know, try and do half an hour-ish, I feel like, when we do live shows.
Absolutely.
when we did our live shows, we had multiple guests.
Mm.
So like, yeah, remember?
Yeah, we had like, it would be like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
each
maybe
guest.
even
15,
less,
15
like
minutes.
10 minutes with
15 to 20
each
minutes.
each
Yeah, 15, 20
person,
minutes,
and then
yeah.
we'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
thanks."
that's
Then you'd wrap it up.
It keeps it
That's
fresh.
one thing, dude, is wrapping it up. Do you guys? I'm talking
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Wrap it up, guys.
I'm talking about the podcast.
Chris,
I'm talking about a podcast.
Public servants announcement
get
for all
caught
the
slipping.
kids watching.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. Like, listen, I love talking to people, man. It's the greatest thing. I love the gig that I have, but sometimes when you it's over, right? And you're trying to wrap it up, but they keep going, and then by the time it actually ends, you've wrapped it up like 5 times. Like, that's
me watching you do that has been the funniest shit because you've been really good at like
no, bro. I
orchestrating the whole show, and the end comes. And I'm like, he could not end this right now.
and I've looked no.
He's got to wait.
Bro,
Like,
I've
I'm
looked
like,
over at Kelly too, and he's been like this, like
Yes, dude. Where I'm
just
like,
trying
yo,
to like, and I'm like, yo, I'm trying, man.
This guy's on a 30-minute. He's just going for 30 minutes, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I didn't say anything. I was chill over here.
But it's funny because you do look back on it, you're like, that was epic. Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
But then the
Right.
homie's not taking any cues. Like you're falling back. Like he's trying to like end it up.
Yeah, and
Dude's still talking.
Because they get
Dubs
more
is
and more.
yawning over here, like,
I'd be yawning, bro.
They get more and more comfortable as
Yeah.
they go. So by the end, they're like, dude,
Right.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm worse than Seifa. Like Seifa will be done maybe a little bit earlier than me,
okay.
and I'll just start like pushing more questions, and he'll be like kicking me, or I like see a text from Seifa like, bro.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Well,
Did you have to like add an extra question? You know,
Right.
like we have a lot of questions.
But
But it's late for us a lot of the time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if we're starting at like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. our time, it's like 5 or 6 your
Right.
time, and I gotta wake up at like 4,
Damn.
4:30.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Right.
I'm
So why are you
dead.
asking those other questions then?
I don't know. I literally like your brain just like takes over. I just like
I mean, you're trying to get a better show.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
too. So.
But it's just podcasting. Like, people listening right now are like, what the fuck are they on? But it adds to it, I think. I think it's
Yeah.
funny. Like,
I was gonna say, like, you talk about Phelps and like the timing situation. I remember Antoine Dixon when he came here. He was like, "All right, I'm 30 minutes."
he said
it.
an hour.
Oh, was it an hour?
I think
thought
he's
he
like,
said
I
30
got it.
minutes.
You got me for 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
said
Yeah.
30
Damn.
minutes.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And then 3 hours go by. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're done?
yeah.
I'm like, oh, dude, you'll lose the concept of time when you're here.
Yeah.
People
Sure.
get into
Yeah,
it too.
definitely.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, I don't like talking about myself, and then 3 hours later, like, yeah, I was on a ship and cruise, and it was and then you're just like, okay, you don't like talking about yourself.
But sometimes
Like,
it's just like a little safety valve they have, you know?
Right,
They're
yeah.
like, if I'm not feeling this, like, a little,
Yeah.
it could be intimidating, you know?
For sure.
It's like, 30 minutes is up. Like,
Have you had anyone being like, I'm out, I'm done?
Yache Popson
Oh,
kind of left us.
Yeah.
Really?
Bro, but
Yeah.
he tried to, man.
Yage?
Yeah, I wish we got to do that one because I feel like it was going to be good. But he was at a party. And then at
Wait,
first he
you
tried
would-
to do it on a balcony and it was raining. And we're like, bro, that's not
Wait a
gonna
minute, you
work.
had scheduled this.
Yeah, but
Oh.
sometimes people just don't know like how quiet it has to be, and for
Okay,
us,
okay,
it has to be really quiet. So then he like went into a room, and then people were coming and going, and he's like, "Yo, this ain't gonna work." And we were like, "Damn."
So you never got it back.
No.
He's awesome,
No.
man. I love
Yeah.
Yage. He was down here for a
we
while.
had a good interview planned for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that the only time? I think.
Think
Dude,
so.
The first Darren Harper time, we were all set up. He hops on the phone. He's like, "Yo, I just got to go to the store and come right back."
Okay.
And we're like, "That's extremely odd, but like, yeah, no stress." Darren Harper, like, we need this. D Streets. We went to Washington, and we like hashtagged the whole trip to search for D Streets because we wanted D Harper. Like that
Yeah.
part in Get Familiar was
dude, the stuff he did on Whitewall, the switch tail.
real.
and-
It like made no
no doubt.
sense,
Yeah,
right?
it's
You're
psycho.
like, where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
And then he just went to the store and never came back. So we waited for like probably
What
like
do you mean?
an
The
hour.
Zoom was on, or no?
he was just
bounced.
he just hit me up the next
Oh,
day. He's
okay.
like, "Bro, I forgot we were doing that." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Can we just do it again?" You know, I'm not gonna like be critical or anything. I'm
Right.
like, anytime you can do it again, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, since we have people, we never used to do returning guests, but now that we do returning guests, I always feel like, yeah, that you have more stories, but like, let's do a round two.
Yeah, we'll
like,
come
let's
back
get
next
you
week.
back. You know, well, listen, I think we've covered everything.
Oh,
But you know what I mean, though? It's like you want to like save some almost.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
dude, let's keep this going. Let's do another 2-3 more shows. Like Steve Van Doren, right? We had him on, like epic episode. We could have sat here for 5 hours easily, but I'm like, yo, let's wrap this up. Let's come back. You know, let's talk
He's
some
such
more.
a good talker and has got so many damn stories.
Those
bro.
are the people though
And it
that
makes
you
it easy.
don't want it to end, but you end it though. You
Yeah.
know, because you're like, yeah, let's come back.
For some reason in my head when we first started, I was like, it can't be too long. Like it needs to be like an hour tops. And we interviewed Spencer, who we'd known, like we said, forever. And we just ended up talking for so long. But I was like, no, it can't be too long. So we just put it out as part 1 and part 2.
Okay.
Which didn't make any
work.
like now it would just be one longer one.
Right.
But yeah.
We thought about that too in the beginning because there was the Weekend Buzz, right? They weren't a podcast, but they were kind of doing the same shit. But they would do part 1, part 2. But when the podcast world came around, that wasn't the go-to. It was just like however long it is. But even we started, like Kelly's episode was like 30 minutes. And we just slowly listened to the audience. And they were like, make them longer, make them longer, make them longer. And we edited the shit out of them, like I said. And
well, even like Jamie Thomas, when he came on, he was like, it was originally like 4 hours long. And he's like, this cannot be 4 hours long.
Right.
This is way too long. And I'm like, no, people want that.
Yeah.
And I think it was a lot of people understanding that now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie said he didn't want it to be that long.
Yeah,
It ended up being
we
like
cut it. We cut it down.
Chris
a
and
lot.
Jamie sat on the phone like the night before it went live and like edited out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. But at the end of the day, dude, it's like it's there. I want the guests to be happy.
For sure.
You know, like looking back at that, like I don't think we would have done that nowadays. You know what I mean? If we could reverse time and be where we are at right now, like back then, I don't think I would have done that.
Like cut it down.
Yeah, because we're running this right now, and like what people are going to see on the screen is exactly how it went down here. Maybe there's a little gap cut out. Maybe there's like a little, little cleanups here and there. But you're getting exactly how it went down here. Like we don't cut out anything unless somebody wants something taken out. Then we're like, okay, cool. Like we respect that. You know. Do people ask you to take stuff out sometimes?
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes people are nervous. They've never done a podcast or whatever. So we're always like, if there's anything you want, like that you don't feel comfortable with after the fact, let us know. Like it's all good. You can listen to it before it goes out if you want.
I was going to ask, you give them
Bro, the rapid fire, I had to redo mine.
Yeah.
I was like, that probably happens a lot though.
Yeah.
The rapid fire is the most common for sure.
Is it?
But that's always been our thing. Like, we don't want to put anything out there that people don't
Right.
want to have out there because we wouldn't be anything without the guests. Like, we don't have the power to have our own sports podcast. You know, like we need these guests.
But I feel the same as you when their episode comes. It's like it's their episode. It's not my episode. It's not Kelly's or it's their episode.
Yeah.
So I want them to be stoked. 9 times out of 10, nothing. They don't know. It's few and far between that people want something taken out. I feel like nowadays.
I think probably more with us because we kind of nudge them to maybe say some talk a little shit, and then maybe they feel a little scared of the repercussions, and then but we're always down to switch it out.
Right.
What's one that's happened that kind of went out of control?
Where we had to switch it up.
Yeah, or someone said something and fucking caused some.
There was wasn't there a big like thing that went on when somebody said something about somebody?
I remember
the most vague thing. What you're trying to get us into trouble.
Yeah.
Somebody said something about somebody at some point in time.
What
Like,
was that?
What was
Well,
that?
somebody I did. There was a. I don't know. There was something. No, maybe I'm tripping.
We've had people like Mike McDermott, a Canadian legend, kept all of his recordings. It was like an hour of just him. Like he doesn't have us, and he re-listened to it all and sent me a page of notes. I'm like, dude, you don't even know like what the other two people are saying, you know?
Yeah, like imagine just listening to only his audio back, and he's like, oh, he got self-conscious, but it's like it was in the flow of a conversation.
I think a lot of people overthink episodes too. We've had people come with like notes and stuff, like stuff that they want to talk about, and once we get going, like they never look at them. They never. It's just it's overthinking
all day.
A lot of people are like,
it really is.
Just to get people on the show, sometimes it's like they're just they overthink it.
Yeah.
Even with Chico, like
Yeah.
we've been trying to get Chico for so long, and like I talked to Chico on the phone. I'm like, look, Chico, this is gonna be easy for you, bro. You're overthinking it. There's a few dudes that just put too much into it. And you come in here, we're homies. We know you. I know you for fucking 25 years, bro. Like, what are we talking about? And then it come on, and then they're like, dude, thanks, Dub, like that. Or everybody, obviously in general, like you guys, that was so easy. You know.
After the show, he was like, "Dude, this was so much fun. Like, I wish we did this earlier."
Yeah.
That's usually what the feeling's like after all interviews. It's
Right.
like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's a good feeling too when they're like
That's awesome.
stoked.
Yeah.
You know, because it is. Yeah, I mean, 4 or 5 cameras, lights, like it's a big, you know.
Do you guys have any lost files? We definitely have, I think 2, maybe 3 interviews that we did finish them, and then never put them out.
We don't have. No, we put out everything.
Yeah.
Do you want to speak on it? What happened?
I think we've mentioned it. We did a full interview with Raymond Molinar. Awesome interview, but it was exactly what you were talking about. Like I think he was just overthinking like how people might react.
Yeah.
It's such a good interview, and I'm just bummed that he overthought it to the point of like not letting us put it out, because I just think it was like we're huge fans of his skating, and I think people would like to hear it. But
was he truthful in his moment, in his like, you know, in himself and his skateboard career in that sense? Because, you know, like if you talk about certain individuals that probably didn't rub you the right way, or just it didn't work out, that, you know, when they speak on it, then they kind of just be like, you know what, I don't know if I should have said that.
I think it was that. I think it was just overthinking everything, and obviously we're not going to put something out that someone's uncomfortable with, so that was an unfortunate one.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part for skaters is talking about when they like leave companies or all that stuff. There's always those stories that it's hard for them
We've
to
had
talk
people
about.
come in and be like, I don't even want to talk about that. We're like, dude, it's a part of your story. It's a part of your history. Like, how do you not even want to speak on that?
There was
Like,
one
you
guest
know?
that was gnarly. Like, dude, that's basically your whole career. Like, no, I don't want to talk about it. We're like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
And then we get it in the comments, you know, people.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't believe 9 Club. Don't even ask them about. And then you're like, dude, you don't even know. Like, I want to like write like a synopsis of what
No, you
happened.
can't go
you know?
back.
But
You
you know
can't
what I
go
mean?
back
Though?
in
Like,
the-
I want to tell them, like, dude, this hat, like,
Yeah.
they just
disclaimer.
they don't understand, you know.
Yeah, that
Like,
shit's annoying. I've definitely seen some comments like that over the years where it's like the listener gets mad because you didn't ask a certain thing, and it's like, no, like there's a reason
Right.
we didn't ask that question.
Yeah, because it's usually it's
Especially
not
if
some
it's a
insignificant
standout
question.
Yes,
right?
it's like a standout question that you know that's probably going to get asked.
It's
but-
coming, yeah.
yeah. I like this behind the scenes.
Anthony Mosley.
That would come out if the guy would give us the.
Oh wait, you
last
still
audio.
he never gave it to you.
Bro,
He
that
won't.
was I
He
don't think
literally said, "Stop texting me."
Yeah.
Like
What was it? Him or his homie?
his homie.
Oh, the homie.
Does
had it
Anthony
on.
Yeah.
Mosley hit you up and be like, "Yo, where's my interview?"
No.
no, but also it's a huge bummer when I think back, because
Crazy.
like me and Donald have had some explosive laughs over the years, like doing interviews, and it was probably a top 5, if not the hardest we've ever laughed in 7 years of doing this, was his rapid fire. Like he was just like a stand-up comedian all of a sudden. And then I don't think that was the one that didn't get recorded, or like the guy never sent, and like we could just never put it out, and it bums me out so much. Like even just to listen back to it myself, I wish I could just do that even if we didn't put it out.
Damn.
Like yeah.
Anthony is a very special breed, bro. On some
Oh,
real
yeah.
shit. I remember when he skated for DVS back in the day. He had the ego, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was very raw.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well, he was on top of the world. Too,
nah,
man.
like look,
like he was
like,
feeling
himself at that
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Real talk.
He should have.
Other people were too.
Like,
yeah,
it was
I mean,
unreal.
I guess to a degree. Like, but look, when you start feeling yourself too much, you start extending yourself, and where is he now?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you gotta pace yourself sometimes, my guys.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Who's the other one? Jake Donnelly.
That's my guy.
Those are
Didn't
the
work.
Oh,
three.
it never came out.
No.
Never came
What
out.
happened?
It's a good 3.
He just didn't really want to like tell the stories, kind of.
Okay.
He was watching Friends and wouldn't turn it off. He's like,
Chandler
but
just
me
busted
and my,
into the apartment.
He's like, me and my girl are watching this, and I'm like,
Wow.
that's fine. Like, but
Why would you agree to do this
Yeah.
if you're not gonna like? We'd ask him a question and you'd be like, "You already know the answer. Why are you asking?"
and the
Or, like-
real team is a team that we've done like almost all the guys on Real. I feel like so we have like good rapport with all of them. Yeah, and just
He is
Well,
the homie though.
yeah.
We go watch football games in Buffalo, go watch the Bills, and like he took us out one night and shit. It's not there's no like beef, but it was just a funny one where it was like, why'd you say yes to this if you were not gonna like
Right,
actually pay attention?
Was that before you like kind of like knew him at all, or you already? Knew
yeah,
him
that was
prior
our
to
first meeting
Okay.
with him. Yeah, and then like we've hit him up since because he's hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
It just didn't work.
I think it's funny.
He's
how-
asked like, should we do it again? And I'm like, now that I know you, I know it's gonna be the exact same again.
Right.
Like that's just who we is. It wasn't. We didn't just get him on a bad day. That's Jake.
Yeah.
How many episodes have you done total?
I don't even know
What are you at right
12 times 18. Who's got?
who's got that.
Who's
Kelly's
got
good
the
at
brain?
math.
can't think right now.
now? What?
I don't know.
Somebody
Like
please,
280 or
12.
something. I don't know.
216.
216. Sorry, yeah, I don't
Okay.
know.
216 plus the 7 we've got banked, plus the 3 that never came out.
226.
Count them all. Yeah.
226. We're at what? 3? This is going to be what? 319?
320. 18.
Who did we just have on the show?
Jack and Brian.
Oh, Jack and what? That was 17.
317.
Yeah, you stole our Brian app too.
18.
We got an 8 in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got Brian in there.
We did Brian, and then he hit me up and he's like, "My 9 Club's coming out." I'm like, "Brian."
Well, this
so
yours is
different,
different though, because
We had
Jack was
Jack,
here.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
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 And we've known Brian for a long time, watching his career.
And
Unreal.
again, I
Yeah.
think
Man.
here's the
He's
thing.
crazy.
This is
The
what I
power,
know.
man.
This is
So
what I
good.
notice about podcasts too. It's like we have somebody on the show. You have somebody on the show. Like Tony Hawk has somebody on his show. It's going to be 3 completely different. Maybe a couple stories may overlap, but it's going to be a completely different interview
For sure.
For like,
It's
yeah.
just when the timing, if like they're like back to back or 2 or 3 weeks apart.
I feel like I don't even care anymore. Like when it in the early days, it was like such a bummer, and now I'm like, yeah, I feel
No,
like.
I mean for the listener.
but
like
even the
it's-
listeners know it's all different shows.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, of course, maybe same interview twice in a week, same person.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't bother me at all
It
anymore.
used to get under my skin a lot. I think Bunt guys, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Or you'll have somebody on that we really want to get on.
Oh,
and
that's
we
his
just
thing right
haven't
now.
had-
You got his guy, and he's
Who?
furious. Greg Lutzka.
Oh, that's your dude? He'll.
I'm a huge Luska fan.
I guarantee you we'll give you
I'll
his.
give you his number right now. He'll probably be fucking so.
Oh,
He'll
let's
probably,
do it.
he'll probably do it on the way home. When he does drive home, we'll just call him up.
definitely
He's
do
down.
Hey, meet us at the Airbnb.
100%.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Solid
He
dude,
will do
straight
it.
up.
I'm
For
just
sure.
almost. Yeah. Why do you? What's up with Greg Lessa? What do you like him?
I know he, like, how do you say it in a nice way? Like, I feel like he got chirped a lot back in the day, whatever. But I went to watch him at a contest in Toronto, and I felt like a kid watching a basketball game where I just couldn't help but root for him because I knew he wanted it so much, and he was killing it. And then he won the contest, and I just felt like a little kid. I was like, yeah. And then I also fucking loved his part in Digital, and probably watched Digital Invasion a million times. Appleyard last part. He has the opener, Aussie track, amazing skater. But after watching him in person, me and my buddy Aiden, we've just been like mega fans through the fedora and all that.
He's has a documentary coming out, so I'm sure he would do your show in a heartbeat. I
Oh, damn.
guarantee.
Yeah,
you.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Especially if you're a fan.
Yeah.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dude, what was that? What was that video? Fuck.
Ronnie
Almost.
Oh yeah. Ronnie
yeah.
Dude.
Dude.
On 3.
That was
Like,
his shit.
I still, when I rewatch that video, his kickflip it's like almost not real.
Yeah.
Like how solid he flips into, like that kick front nose grind, kick back nose grind, another rail, I think. Like, I'm just envious. Like, skateboarding must be so fun when you have that much control.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched his interview on here, but I mean, like, he's just the type of dude, like, photographers aren't even ready. Filmers aren't even ready. He's already
Yeah.
rifling off like 8 tricks down the handrail that are like video part worthy. And you're they're like, settle down.
Yeah, and you got him to talk about all the deals. Like, I love when people, because there's some people are a little like touchy about
Bro,
that.
I get shit for asking people about money.
Really?
Yeah, I get in the comments like, this dude only asks about money. I'm like, this is skateboarding, dude.
Yeah.
These money questions are
People
like
are
are the
curious.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know about Greg Lutzka's I heard it was $1 million for
That's what I heard, too.
K
So
Swiss?
you can learn a lot
Yeah.
from these people.
And now,
It's
to
2 to
come to
3.
find out, it was the multi-million.
But dude,
I'm
when
like,
you
how am I not going to ask that?
when you watch sports, like the biggest thing is hearing these
Yeah.
contracts.
Yeah.
And
That's
no
public
one talks
record.
about
It's
that
so
in skating.
public.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
skating,
bro.
yeah.
And now
What are
we
you talking
ask
about?
it,
Or, in
like,
sports.
people are not really open to it all the time, but we ask, dude.
Dude.
No,
and
I love that shit.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll ask them about like something like, what did you get paid in like that? And they're like, oh, I don't really want to. I'm like, my guy, it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how much you
Yeah.
got paid.
That
Nobody's
money
gonna
spent.
Yeah.
You already
Yeah.
spent it.
Nobody's going to.
It's gone.
It's crazy.
Dude,
You might
that-
have invested though. You might have did some good things.
Another story you guys got out where I was like, damn, we blew it on that one. I can't remember who did Herman first, but his, like, you got him to say all that shit about like when he was homeless, like, and then came up on the money, transferred them. Like, that was one of the best stories in skateboard podcast history.
Transferred it to the what was
St.
the
Archer.
St. Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't like touch it. And he was like fucking squatting in a house, basically.
And that shit made him
insane.
some money, bro.
That's crazy.
I would say
that was a
that's-
crazy story.
you're- I
I
think-
remember sitting here tripping, like,
Yeah.
dude,
That
what?
would, if you were gonna be like, what's the best episode? I love all the guests everywhere, but that story specifically stands out to me
Dude,
like crazy.
That's
so
why you
good.
got a shoe company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
reality.
Bro.
And dudes like Herman, Lutzka, I met once. He was super nice. Like, guys like Janowski, like, I love when dudes that you actually are a fan of and you know they came up hard. You're just like, I'm so happy a skater just is living nice right now.
That's crazy, right?
There's
Stephon
a lot of those
especially.
stories. A lot of those stories are coming to fruition.
And you know
man.
that Stephon had to fight for that too. Like,
Yeah.
that's like,
yeah,
I
after
love
the
that,
Epically
man.
Later came out.
Yeah, it was dope, dude.
Shout out Lutska, man.
That's
Living
gonna-
nice. Let's go.
We'll get
baby.
him on what are we on season
19
19
next.
season 20.
Is it
It's on.
season?
Lutska.
Yeah.
You'll
Okay.
be your my final banger.
Let's go.
Dude, this is amazing, bro. When podcasts collide, dude, I don't think anybody thought this was ever going to happen, man. I mean, the fans out there, you know? But I
No,
think it's...
We talked about this forever. I
Yeah,
felt like.
Yeah.
I knew it was just a
No, the
matter of
fans,
getting
though.
Donald down here with me. That's all. That's all. Last time we were here together, we were so busy. It was like for Rowan's shoe, and like we didn't stay longer. This time we extended a couple days. Like we were originally gonna fly home today, but
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you hit me up, Donald hit me up. He's like, "Yo, what's good?" I was like, I told him, I think they're ready to come on, dude. I was like, he
time.
just
Knew we
texted
were
me-
gonna be here.
Oh, yeah, he just texted me that he was gonna be here. He didn't
Yeah.
say, "Can I come on the show? Can we do the show?" It was just like,
You know what that text meant. though. You know what that text meant, Donovan. Come
because
on.
you roasted us with the intro thing, and you were like the #1 podcast skateboarder, and then me and Safer were like, "Yo, we're gonna get him this season. We're gonna get him." And then when we saw you coming at the skate park, Hollenbeck for Ave thing, Jay's like, "He's coming closer. I think he's coming over here with that camera." And then he disarmed the like hate with being so nice, and I was like, "Ah, fuck."
Well,
He's a good guy.
right away, I saw you guys there. This was like at the Vans Hollenbeck.
Yeah.
And I texted Kelly right away. I'm like, yo, did the Bunt dudes get back to you? And he's like, nope. And then that's when I approached you. I was like, why are you skirting? Why are you dodging Kelly, man? You're here. We're trying to book you guys. Like, you're dodging us, dude.
no, we've wanted to do it. I think way back, like years ago, you said it was only one person at a time or something, and we were like,
kind of on that. Yeah.
yeah. But at the time, we were like, it'd be too weird to like split us up. And I'm
dang.
hyped we waited, and now we could all do it like this.
For sure. Yeah.
it's crazy how timing really is a thing for the show, especially, right? It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
do you guys go through that? For us, it is a lot of the timing. Like we'll talk to somebody for 2-3 years before
Yeah.
they come on,
Yeah.
and then when they do come on, we're like, that was perfect. If it was 2 or 3 years ago, like we'd already be having you back for a second one, but that was a dope first one.
We just did one like that.
Oh,
Who?
Are we giving away our guests coming up on
Oh,
here? Are we
I guess,
just claiming?
You give us one.
do you get? do you not tell the every
No, we wait week by week.
week by week? Okay, you
Yeah.
like us? Or you surprise
Yeah.
with
we
the
surprise
Instagram
them.
post?
But this is gonna be out on the Monday.
Yeah, but only Ave will be out on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Look at that, huh? Okay, it's just
You
somebody
can
else.
have that one.
I was tripping. How'd you guys get Ave?
Van.
Vans.
So I was like,
Yeah.
how could I was like, Vans,
Part of
how
the
did-
Vans media machine.
See, now this is where I get pissed off.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I'm gonna have to ask you guys to leave. Okay? No, but that's the thing is like I get so, you know what I mean? It's like you got my guy like Ave. We wanted
Yeah.
Ave on the show for so long. It just never, it just didn't align.
It was good.
bro. Well,
It was
I'll be the
really
judge
good.
of that.
Yeah.
I'll tune in. I'll see what's up.
You'll be on Slap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
That shit
awesome. You got
sucked.
Ave though.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, it
that's-
was great.
That's dope. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
awesome. But when Eric Costin goes on Tony Hawk's, and I'm like, Eric, trying to get you forever. But then I also realized too, I'm like, dude, when Tony Hawk calls you,
You gotta
you
answer.
answer the phone.
Yeah.
So I give Tony a pass, but not you guys. I get mad, bro. All right, are we ready for the rapid fire? We're gonna do rapid fire on you guys.
Oh,
No
shit.
way.
yeah, man.
Wait,
you guys
before we
ready?
do that,
Come on.
here
Can
we
we-
go.
Sweating.
We wanted to flip it on you just
Go
for
ahead.
one
Yeah, we have
question.
one-
Go ahead.
One
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because obviously watched all your careers growing up. We wanted to go behind the scenes on a trick for all of y'all. So
Go ahead.
frontside nose grind at the courthouse. I love long balanced grinds, and that shit. I looked at it, I think, a couple years ago, and mind blowing to look at in person.
Thank you, man. That was easy.
That was easy, dude.
That's great.
How was that sesh?
It was good. It was good. Thank you for asking. I love talking about myself. Surprised you didn't ask me about the switch, but dude, I think like back then I was I was on, I was on point, and the nose grind took me a little bit longer to do. The 5.0 was easier actually. I did that really quickly.
What do you mean? Actually, that makes sense.
Why?
Well, 5.0
5.0
would
is
be easy.
5.0 is
technically
easier?
Yeah.
It's funny because like nose grinds are technically easier for me because I ollie up into it.
Oh, you
When-
don't have to jump as high.
right. 5-0,
That's
you
true.
got to get up
Yeah.
and over,
Yeah.
and then so for me, that's
And he balanced the 5
And he's balancing, yeah.
He balances all his grinds.
I've always been like that. I've never.
Respect.
I grew up definitely in the '90s where people were doing even like the really tap. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
nollie
He hit it.
Switch 180 nose grind. Or
Switch
just
with-
nose grind 180,
tap,
sorry.
tap. Yeah, they'd always
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, and I'm like, dude, I want to grind. If I'm going to grind something or slide, I want to go. I want to go far. And I grew up skating there, so that ledge was just there, untouched. Somebody may have done a nose slide on it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Before the nose grind.
Right.
Yeah.
Dustin
Robin-
Charlton, I remember he had no.
Okay.
Yeah, he
nose grind. No, nose
slide,
big
big
spin.
Yep.
Oh,
I was there
damn.
that day randomly. Yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
Robbie
Yeah.
tried to crooked grind it.
Got smoked.
smoked,
Yeah,
dude.
hit his head.
Rest in peace, Robbie McKinley. But
Yeah.
and then so he was just there. Even I had the 5-0s and the nose grinds, and so
So
the
sick.
session was just. I think Tim Dowling was filming.
One sesh.
as far as I can remember, yeah,
Damn.
That one's epic.
yeah.
Are you
Appreciate that,
sure?
man?
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Ben Cohen was there. It was a double page spread.
That's
and,
right.
Was it
Skateboarder.
Chocolate Mag?
No,
Chocolate- was it ad,
skateboarder.
or
No,
was it
no. I think it
double-
was just
double
a
page.
yeah.
But you kind of would battle tricks, right? Like you would skate the
dude,
same spots.
story of my career,
But you would go
bro.
back like on the nose grind. I'm surprised. Was it really that one day?
It may have been two.
Yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. Like, to bring up the switch flip manual,
Oh.
like that's what.
Hey, Chris, they did not ask about that. They did not ask about that.
We're moving right along. Go on.
The dopest thing about that though was Brian Wenning was there,
Oh,
that
shit.
and he
is
was
fire.
sitting there watching the whole time, and that's the day that I did it.
That's cool.
I was,
Yeah.
stoked.
And you
I was
had
just
battle-
stoked to do something in front of Wenning. You
Yeah.
know, like I was like, damn. That's
And you
sick.
had tried for a while.
Oh, days and weekends, and it was a mess.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for asking, bro.
Hell
Appreciate
yeah.
that. Hope I answered your
Respect.
question, man.
Yes, sir.
And Dron, we want to hear about the switch front heel nose manny in Mouse. Oh. Epic trick you don't see too often.
Oh, on the little Santa Monica curve.
Yeah.
Shit, I think we were just out late night sesh and just decided to try that, and it worked. That's one of those things I think too. It's like you're just kind of just shooting it around to see if it's gonna work, and then
One night it worked.
One night it worked.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
Yeah,
It's a
Yeah,
hard
back-
one.
That shit was crazy.
I appreciate
Back then,
that,
I do
man.
feel
We
like
watched all your parts driving. Like Safa was sitting shotgun, I was driving, watching parts on the highway down here. Yeah.
That's
Very
super
illegal
dope.
in Canada, but you guys get away with that here.
Do you
No,
know
it's still illegal here. But
Oh, it's illegal to be on your cell phone in the car here.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh.
driving? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, the way I see people doing it here, I'm like, it's legal.
Yeah, they just don't care.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta be careful, no doubt.
Did
Oh
you know,
my God.
Did you know Jerron had the only slow motion trick in Mouse?
Yep.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Fun
The
fact.
last trick in his part. Switch varial heel.
Switch varial heel
Oh,
on the table.
Yeah. We were debating between asking about switch varial heel or switch front heel nose manny, but that's just such a rare, sick trick selection one. So.
I think I'd seen it. I'm trying to recall. I think I seen it just recently, but
We were watching. Remember on our meeting?
Yeah.
It was so funny because the dude did it on some random ass spot, like maybe in Canada.
Yeah.
And Dron's like, "Oh, I did that trick."
That's a good one to have.
I think
And
that's
I
so
was like-
recent.
I
That's
was like,
pretty
"Oh, yeah, you did
amazing.
do
You
it,
bring
man."
that up now.
That was pretty
Yeah.
funny, actually.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah. What's it? I think I saw one recently. What's our homie on Gas Giants?
Ish.
Ish. I think Ish did one on a little down manny.
That might have been. Was it? No, it wasn't ish. But there you go. I mean, it just shows.
Such
Oh,
a
so
sick
the
trick.
person who did
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to start to see that. I mean, every trick is not undefeatable. You know what I mean? They're going to eventually be done or be done off camera, and you just never know about it.
People would do it later on. People would be. He did it.
Oh,
a few
yeah.
times.
Oh, people did
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
time.
right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, they're locked.
That was a dope one though. Respect.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys.
Oh, Kelly. Just pretending to forget you.
We did this segment with Kelly already before.
Listen, I think we're going to wrap this up. It's been great.
No, we picked
Have
a
a
new
good-
one. We picked a new
oh,
one.
No,
my
we got
bad,
a new
my
one.
bad, my bad.
I think it was actually in 2 videos in the era of tricks sometimes being in multiple videos, but nollie varial flip, the brick, I don't know what the spot was called, but the brick set,
The Brentwood.
that was nuts.
The Westwood 10? Is that what it was? The Brentwood or
Oh,
West
the
Brick?
brick-
Reynolds
yeah.
does a bunch
Red
of shit,
brick.
fakey
Yeah.
tray.
Usually
Bro.
skating at night.
Yeah.
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 Nollie varial flip.
For me, that was the one trick that I did when I was a kid that was like, I think I might be able to like do this. Like I'd be like to get spawn. I mean, I just
Right.
got on Expedition and that was Flow for DC. It was my first Expedition ad. But I remember doing that and that was like, oh my God, I can maybe do this. Like, I remember wanting to do it. I remember talking to Robbie and Robbie McKinley was like, it sounded like I was claiming it so hard. I was like, I'm gonna do it down the 10. And he's like, if you do that, I'll put it in my part and yeah, right. Damn. And I was like, oh my, so I'm going to fucking do this.
That's so sick.
And I went and I tried, I didn't land it. I went back again and I landed it. And I was so hyped. I'm like, Ravi, I got the trick, dude. And Ravi's like, dude, I can't have that in my part.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Ravi's like, dude, I can't put that in my part, dude. I was just like, but at the same time, I didn't care.
You got it,
I
though.
got it.
Yeah.
That was my first ad, and I was like, the one trick that I was like,
That's fun.
That's-
dude.
That's a legendary spot for a
Yeah.
local spot.
Is that spot done? I feel like I haven't seen a trick on there in a
It's
while.
there, but they've
they put like a railing on it
they've done a
forever,
lot.
and then I think
there was chains on it at one point. Like,
it was a really good 10 stick because it was somewhat
kinda
small,
small.
Right.
somewhat small 10.
it was actually very tiny. Like, it was like extremely small.
You can't help himself, man.
Yeah.
No, but it was a 6 spot. No, so that was a big trick for me in my career. Just like, where it was my first expedition ad. It was like,
They made it think that you could really do this shit.
yeah, and I fucking somehow did it. I don't know.
did.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
yeah.
that.
That's the
Hell
only
yeah.
question you guys got for us? That's it?
We got
This is
interview.
all-
We're
we
gonna
gotta do
get-
full
yeah.
interviews.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Can we do rapid fire now?
We can.
We want to
Let's
turn
do
the
it.
tables on you guys and do the rapid fire.
How do you want us to answer? Like,
Alternate.
Yeah, well, you want to... Yeah, you
We'll
want
alternate.
Okay.
And then
Whoever
if
feels
you have
comfortable.
trouble, yeah.
okay,
Whoever feels
Who's gonna go
comfortable.
Help each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if need be.
We got each other's
Who's going to
back.
be first?
Just
Okay, who's the worst skater in the world? No, I'm just kidding. We're going to start this off. Okay, favorite skater.
Scott Kane.
Bro, have you had him on the show?
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. He's awesome.
the best.
Sick.
Switch
heel front nose, dude.
Dude,
So nuts.
kick nose blunt.
Oh yeah.
Two
That
parts.
too. That too.
Yeah.
Parts.
He turned pro in the middle of his part.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Donovan?
Jeff Rowley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite video part?
Appleyard, sorry.
Okay.
Woo Welsh, free your mind.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's as good as it gets.
Favorite style?
If you ask me this question once a week, I might have a different answer.
True.
Uh,
So today,
Yeah.
Today, I'll go with
Favorite styles? Tough.
I'll say Yalda Hallberg.
Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Favorite style?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big guy. Fast flip tricks, manuals.
The Ghost?
I'll
Who
go
you
with
got?
I'll go with Appleyard.
I always liked his style, man. For sure. Favorite trick?
Switch tray.
Okay.
Nollie flip.
Most illegal trick?
Right now, no slide to crook.
Damn.
I'm over it.
You gonna do our boy Shane like that?
Shane who?
The God?
Oh, Shane Hale?
Yeah.
It's very popular right now.
You know what?
No?
You know what? It's very popular right now. No slide nollie flips.
Nollie flips.
Yeah, all the flip outs.
It's very popular.
Slides,
yeah, we've been seeing that a lot.
Ghost.
Nollie Smith.
Classic.
Can't get down.
Or like, you know when people nose manual and then front shove to manual?
That's like
He's roasting me because I did that,
I
but
did one too. Like,
he did nose manual shove to manual.
yeah.
Or no, I did shove, you did front shove.
Yeah, we both did.
We thought we were tech as hell at the time.
Gnarliest trick you've ever witnessed?
Let's go with Grant Patterson, nollie frontside flip. This famous, you might know it, Heath switchback 180, 3 flat 5 in Toronto.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
This is skateboarding.
Yeah.
It's
he
a
did
big
that
one.
shit Really good.
Nollie frontside flip.
Wow.
Back to back with Morgan, switch front heel.
What's up?
Back
Have
to
you had him on the
back.
show, Grant Patterson?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. I always wonder what happened to him.
He lives in Hamilton, like 45 minutes, an hour outside of Toronto.
Okay.
Still skating.
Still skates?
Still the man.
Still wearing all the baggy clothes?
He's,
or has he
he's
slimmed it up a
Slimmed
little?
it up a bit.
Okay.
He's shout out big bro Grant. We love him.
He's dope.
He's
I was a
legend,
fan.
dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was a fan,
definitely.
for sure.
Is that what you just said? A Grant trick?
Yeah, nollie frontside
Yeah.
flip.
Gnarliest
Unitel.
trick ever
Oh.
witnessed.
Yeah. Morgan did switch front heel that day, yeah. I was going to say, when we were kids, we used to do these things called bum rushes in Toronto, where we would get, all the skaters would meet up at one spot, be like maybe like 100 skaters, take them to a spot, and the security's just overwhelmed that they couldn't do anything. And our good friend Aiden Johnson at the same spot did gap to front board on the rail, which is super gnar. And to do it in front of all those kids, like, It was crazy. He was riding away and his hands started to raise. I was just being so hyped. It was a sick moment.
That's tight.
We would hold the doors shut so security couldn't come out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like
That's you got.
That's
It
pretty
was
good.
like wicked in the moment, and then it ruined downtown for a little while because security was just like,
Tripping.
we're not having this.
Yeah.
it's like
yeah.
how you see Go Skateboard Day. It's just, it was just like that, but like our own thing. The bum rush.
Unorganized.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's Go Skateboarding Day in Canada is gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They
Vancouver, I did one there, and it was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Worst trend.
I hate when I can see people's ankles. You know, like when the pants are a little bit too short and they have ankle socks on.
Okay,
Yeah.
you don't like that.
Nah.
So
I
even
also-
if they're wearing shorts?
No, shorts is fine.
Okay.
It's the pants.
It's like you
Also,
see
I
High,
hate-
high water
Yeah,
pants.
yeah.
Or they got one too many folds in them.
I feel like that's not maybe a good one. Maybe I could think of a better one.
Damn. It's crazy asking this to other people all the time and like being like, come on, man. And then it's me and I'm like, what the fuck?
I knew this would be fun. This is why the only reason I had you guys on. No, I'm just kidding.
Worst trend.
Remember when people were wearing burgundy pants
Okay.
for a while, like colored pants?
Oh yeah.
I was big, like, I worry about the fashion a little bit.
What about
There's a lot of fashion out there right now.
What about?
I know, it's crazy.
He wore the black and red pants.
Yeah, Garrett
Garrett
Stir.
Stir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
No,
odd.
Garrett Hill.
Garrett
Hill.
Hill.
Garrett Hill.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, because he did the Travel 50/50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Black and red pants.
no one else did it since.
No.
He's-
That style did not catch on.
Oh, one that we love is keychains.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, dangling around.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you mean one that we hate?
Yeah.
Yeah, to love to hate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Dude, I actually can't. Give me one.
Headphones. You always wear headphones, and I hate it.
So, like these type of headphones.
I'm
No,
not.
I like
no.
skates with headphones in.
Nah.
Not with the homies anymore.
You don't like it either?
Not skating with headphones.
Dude, I'm trying to talk to you. We don't have to talk for long, just for a quick sec.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing wrong? You
I
know?
do it when I'm by myself. When I'm at the skate park by myself, I'll throw on a pod and just listen.
Oh,
to
you throw on a podcast and skate? Not even music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Wow.
Podcast. while
I'll li-
skating?
I'll
He's listening to the nightclub when he's skating. It's crazy, dude.
Exactly.
No,
He's
because
got 'em
music,
on.
music you could just numb out to.
True.
Like a podcast, you want to kind of listen to.
He's got them on at all times.
I'm kind of insane with the pod. I'm always either watching something or listening to a podcast.
Have you listened to the set? The
No.
New York City cop corruption back in
No.
the 80s? Oh, it's
good?
really good. Yeah, you should check it out.
I'm usually listening to just like sports nonsense.
Okay.
Like I'll be listening to First Take, like just skating the park. I don't know why.
Amazing.
Always got something on.
I trip out when people literally wear like these headphones when they skate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
I-
saying it's.
We
I-
had that chat the other day.
I'll say it. I don't
Okay.
like it. I don't,
But when
take 'em
Kyle
off.
Wilson does it,
I don't care.
It
I don't
looks
care.
epic.
I don't like it.
yeah.
I don't like
Nikolai.
it. I don't like it when people are in the store walking around with these kind of headphones on. I'm like, yo, chill, dude.
Yo, you know what I
I'm-
hate?
You're here
Is
to
when
get cracker. You know,
People have these like huge telephone conversations in public.
Oh, the worst.
Oh.
The absolute
That's
worst.
my word. Delete the rest, Roger. That's the one. I'm sorry it took so long to get here, but I found it, man. That one drives me insane.
All
Just
loud
step
and
out.
shit, yeah.
Or they're on FaceTime, like in the grocery store.
FaceTiming.
I'm like, do I need to
Yeah.
be in the
Bruh.
background of this?
Okay, but I just witnessed the sickest thing at the Hollenbeck Park the other day. Zion was off to the side on FaceTime with I don't know who, and I was like going up to him to be like, yo, you want to film a little something real quick? And I was like, oh, my bad, you're on FaceTime, holler after. And then I walked away. He's still on FaceTime, and I just see him try and switch ollie the big three on FaceTime, kicks it out. I was like, you're nuts. And then he kick flipped it on FaceTime, and then I filmed him do it. It was
wow.
like, and he wasn't doing it for like clout or like he just was literally kind of on a long call, and he's like, I'm at the skate park, I'm just gonna kick flip this shit.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I could relate, man. I do the same. I do the same thing all the time, man. Trend? You pass or you know?
No, I can't pass. Worst trend? Fucking. God damn.
Feel that Jeopardy music on right now, dude.
I can put some on.
Jay, what?
No.
Jay, give me a worst trend right now.
Curb skating.
Thank you.
Jay,
Thank you.
Jay, you're free to go.
No,
You're free to go,
I
Jay.
co-signed
He's a
that
curb skater.
statement. I co-signed
I don't care. He's free to go. He's free to go.
That was
good.
really
Remember
good.
that hotel you're staying at? You can go there, man.
Oh.
Oh, dude.
Headphones is good if that's not taken.
Headphones, yeah.
No, but
He's a
I'm
headphone
guilty.
guy.
I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
headphone guy.
He said he's
Where's-
guilty.
I would say these ones,
No,
not like Skull Candy because they're really good.
Yo,
think
no
he-
names in montages.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's,
I hate
that's,
that.
huge.
That's annoying.
That's
we
huge.
talk about that on the
All
show
day.
all the time.
all day.
Yeah, we just had
I'll run that one.
The old
'cause
guy.
what was the video that just came out that we loved?
portions. too.
Portions. But there's certain homies in there where I just want to like give them that respect right away, but I don't know the names.
Right.
And then you gotta try and find it in the credits after. Usually ain't
I hate that.
about to do that.
I hate that trend. It's like even look at the most iconic videos. Like Yeah Right had people's names in it.
Yeah.
Like if Yeah Right can have names in it, the most iconic. Like you could put names in your video.
The only people that don't need to do that are people like if you're on Girl. If I'm watching Fully Flared and there was no names,
There's names
I
in
would
Fully
know
Flared.
everyone immediately.
Yeah.
Like because I already am familiar with these.
There's
people.
names in Fully
But still,
Flared.
there
Yeah.
should be names for the
Just
people that
put
don't,
the
for the people that,
name.
know,
Yeah.
that don't know in the back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
also
True.
like they filmed for your video. Give them some shine.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I hooked
Let
you
the-
up there. That was a good one.
Okay.
Thank
you
you.
threw him a lob. All right. All right. Worst company.
Damn, we skipped a few, eh?
We can
Going right back into the tough ones.
I just picked out a few. I didn't know.
Oh, no.
I didn't know you guys did them all for
What do
every
they just say?
episode.
Skip or plead the fifth? I'm just. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll say they have a hard time. And then we'll be like, we got all day.
I'm gonna go with a truck company that I rode for a minute, Force Trucks,
Okay.
because
There you go.
they were breaking every 2 sessions broken. It was just getting annoying, and yeah, they didn't last much longer. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll say pizza skateboards.
Not a fan.
The art direction was off.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And they came at us a little bit.
Really?
For what?
What were they doing?
I think Chima said that as worst company, and then they came at us because it was
Oh.
on the pod.
Isn't
that's
that
happened.
crazy?
That's happened to
Yeah.
us a few
Yeah.
times. You know,
Yeah.
we're just like, yeah, you should call that person.
Exactly.
Like, we had nothing
I
to do
didn't
with
say
that.
it.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and DM them or something.
Yeah. It's funny how mine works. Worst style.
I said his name accidentally earlier. I'm gonna run it back, Gareth Stir.
Okay.
my bad, G.
How does it feel to be on the receiving end of this? Huh? Little
Hey,
taste of
he
your
was-
own medicine.
He was a boss, ollieing 18s or 20s or whatever he was up to.
Don't
But
try to clean this up.
That was good.
Who was the tall guy in City Stars?
Roger Mancha.
Roger Mancham.
Damn.
How the hell did you pick that out right
That was a
now?
big video for us because at
Okay.
that point we like P-Rod was everything, man.
Yeah,
P-Rod and
okay.
Mikey.
Dude, that video
Damn.
was good.
Damn, I
dude.
forgot
Just in
about that.
Case was so good in that.
Just in
Yeah.
case is fucking really good.
Yeah,
Man.
that's a really good video.
Last person you want on the sesh.
Chris Roberts.
Yeah, when we're trying to hate the 9 Club, Chris Roberts.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
That's real too.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm going to. No. For real, though.
No. Yeah. All right, you go. Let me think of another one.
These are pressure
I
questions.
feel like we
bro.
should have
Yeah.
thought that this might be coming. We should have prepared.
I thought we were gonna do this. That's usually this is the best part of the show
kidding me?
because Safe asks all the questions and I just get to be like, yeah, or
Dude.
sick. Like I'm on cruise
Bro.
control at this point. Yeah?
When we had Wecking Ball on the 9 Club Experience show, I had a whole montage of his Wex. His skating where he touched.
Oh shit!
I called him out.
Sick.
Yeah.
Good. Where's he now?
I don't know. Go ahead, though.
Yeah,
What last person they want on the sesh?
I'll say
Is-
Jake Donnelly, man.
That's you. Okay.
Yeah, Jake.
I'm gonna go with Ryan Allen
Okay.
because he talks shit, thinks he can beat me in skate, but he's absolute trash, and
Wow.
he's just a waste of time.
There we go.
All right.
All he does is chirp. I
That's
hope to
it?
see him this summer.
He does, man.
That was great.
There we
man.
go.
That was great. Little taste of your own medicine there, huh?
Dude, you slowed us down.
I don't know if you'll wear them, but can we give you some 9 Club shit to take home with you guys?
Hell yeah,
You know,
for
we got
sure.
some
Would love
Yeti
that.
stuff. We
Yeah.
got all kinds of. Kelly, will you do the honors, bro?
What
We-
size gear? Large?
XL.
XL?
I'm a large.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We'll get you some
Epic.
stuff, man. And hopefully you got some room in that suitcase. You guys are leaving Sunday. It's
Yeah.
Friday right now. You're leaving Sunday.
Yeah.
That's right.
How has your stay been, though?
Sick.
Yeah.
It's been we went to the FA warehouse.
Mm.
That
Oh,
was
really?
fucking dope.
You guys got some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Who brought you down there? Dill? Dave?
Yeah, our homie Greg.
Okay.
We met him at the Ave event. Yeah.
Yeah. Met
Shout out all the boys in that warehouse.
Sage,
man.
yeah,
They're sick.
everyone. Super nice.
Sick.
What else did we do? Went to a couple skate parks, peeped a couple spots. Donald got a clip the other day.
For the vid.
Yeah.
For the vid.
Okay.
Get him.
Nice,
Yeah.
dude.
Hoping it doesn't rain tomorrow. Might try and hit some more spots.
It's supposed to rain, I think.
It's a
I
high
know.
percentage.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's
But
the
what, does it
weather?
like kind of rain in the morning and then maybe it will
It
dry up?
depends.
It depends.
really
yeah,
depends.
let's see what you guys are
Check
working
it out.
on.
How's the weather right now in Toronto?
It's getting better. This is when it starts to turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So we might go back to like some warmer weather. There was a little snowstorm before we
I was
came
going to
down
say,
here.
like, our buddy Charlie, I think he's in Quebec, and thank you, Kelly, brother. I appreciate you. I think he's in Quebec, and it's
Crazy.
been nothing but like snow out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna ease up tomorrow.
Ah, fuck. I just remembered my last person.
Go ahead. We can, yeah. Let's run it back.
It's got to be Mickey Papa.
Oh, I thought you
There
were
it
done with
is.
that.
But
you said you were done
no,
with
but,
that.
but
This is the last person you want on the sesh.
yes, but it's because I was pretty mean to him on the pod for so long that now I feel like if I see him, I'm a little older and I've wanted to move past that. I would just be so ashamed and embarrassed to like bump into him and be like, why was I roasting him on the pod for so long?
Okay.
So
Wait, so you've never met him?
no, we used to be buddies when we were like, I met him when I was 18. He was probably 15 or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But then it just soured, and then we started the pod, and I would just like chirp him here and there.
Oh.
And now I'm like, I don't know, fuck, I'm not that much older, but 7 years older. I'm like, I kind of regretted just chirping him for no reason, and it's not like he could respond.
Yeah.
And
He never hit you up?
Nah, I don't think he cares. I mean, I,
feel-
don't know
you
if he
what's-
cares, but
he's getting like a lot more love these days. And he's always got Nikolai Piumbo. He came on. It was like it's like he like loves him. He's like, what do you say? His guilty pleasure was fucking Mickey Papa.
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah.
He's so good, though.
He's fucking insane.
Yeah,
That
his
last
new
video
part-
part was fucked up.
But that's video game shit, like
It really is.
straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very talented. though.
Okay.
You can't.
So
You can't talk shit on Canadians, bro.
yep.
You did it
All
for
day.
years.
All day. All day. First of all, pleasure to meet you guys,
Yo,
dude. This
thank
has
you
been
so
so
much.
much fun. And
That
like I
was
said, man,
epic.
the door, now that you've been on, the door's up. Whoa. Hold on, dude.
Hey, I love boxes. I don't know if
Hold
you,
on, bro.
I'm the box god.
This
man.
dude just reached across the table. I don't even know. God damn.
That's
bro.
very on brand. That's
Dude,
very on
we
brand.
get a look. Come on,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Let's get
My
this.
God.
Thank you so much, bro. Wow.
Thank you.
You know what? I ain't even going to give you anything. That's crazy, man. That's
Bro,
crazy.
when I see product, it's a wrap.
Oh well, there's more where this came from. We got socks galore. We'll
Let's
hook you up
go.
with the little Stance 9 Club.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we got a
collabo
stance
that
sock
we get.
coming, actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
Shit,
Get you
better,
some, too.
yeah, you better reciprocate, man. And of course, some 9 Club tees for you guys,
Clean,
man.
sir.
Of course, if gray's not the one, we got
Oh, that's
other
dope.
colors for you guys. We got sweaters and every. This is just a little sample, you know. What I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And of course, we got the Yetis, man.
Damn,
these are the
that's
clear
nice.
joints right here.
That's what's
They got the
up.
microplastics in those things, though.
Man, no. That's,
That's a big
that's
thing,
the stuff right
yeah,
there.
Dude, that's a big collab
the
right there.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Maybe they'll mess with you guys. You know, you never know.
I
you
think
know?
they are. So
I think what came out of this though is probably a Greg Lutzka Bunt interview. That's what I think came out of this. I
And a
think
Chris
that's what-
Roberts and a Drawn.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I was beginning to think that you guys just didn't want me on the show.
No, we had to come first.
No, that was protocol.
from the top
Okay.
rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. So be on the lookout. Listen, do they talk shit about us, bro, behind our back? Come on, you're new. You're new on the crew. Yeah. What are they really saying behind closed doors about us?
Careful, man. We together now.
We love you guys.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect. No, this has been amazing. Thank you guys so much. You guys are welcome back anytime, dude.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
pleasure to meet you guys. And listen, hit us up, and I'm going to do the same too. If I need some guest, some guest questions or whatever,
or even just
I'm gonna
help
be-
with guys we've done. You know.
Yeah, same.
The lines are open.
Hit us
Yeah,
up. Hit us up,
definitely,
dude, for sure, man.
Salute to you guys, bro.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys
You
too,
guys
man.
too.
Thank
It's
you,
a
bro.
serious production.
Big
here.
grinders.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
The Bunt, everybody.
Yeah.
Huh?
Let's
Woo!